Speaking of piss pot, last night I couldn't find like my water bottle, so I filled. I just kind of poured out the rest of this. Oh no, I made Dom. I made what you do. You mix all the old bottoms of the
Now he's pulling Dom into this.
Into one Jungle Juice bourbon.
Yeah,
whiskey
infinity
thing.
bottle.
So I had the infinity bottle. I put some the bottom of the Bushmills in there, and then I filled it with water and used it as my water bottle. Drank it all this morning. Didn't feel like getting into the bathroom because I have to take the zipper down so my cat doesn't get out. I was like, oh fuck it, I'll just drink the rest of the water and then pee in the Bushmills bottle, the 750.
And it tasted just like Bushmills.
No, and it's the exact same color. It looks like it's just a half.
Bushmills out.
It's a half. I didn't drink that last night. It's a half.
Yeah, okay.
Full bottle of Bushmills. I might just put it in the bar.
Welcome back to the Dylan and Joe Basement Podcast. It's me, Joe, and I'm here with my co-hosts. Sound
Dylan.
off?
Dylan this time.
And I'm Dom.
Dom this time and Dylan this time. Folks, we're so happy to see you again. We're here on the anniversary of YouTube being a platform. 20 years in. We're recording this today. And, hey, I don't speak for myself when I say 20 more years, right? Hey, come on. 20 more years.
20 more years. Let's go,
Cheers to
guys.
that. Hey,
Yep.
yeah, there you go. We love you, YouTube. Thanks for letting us put our videos and podcasts on the internet for free until we get famous enough that you have to pay us to put ads on it. That'll be, I think Hell's supposed to freeze over next weekend, so it should be pretty soon. And then we're going to do all the shit we want to. Yep. But we're not here to talk about YouTube or Hell, or are we? We're here to talk about a cataclysmic event that happened. I mean, this puts a lot of what we talk about in the podcast together. It's insane people with very interesting
and
things.
a posse.
All into one. And we just talked about actors or serial killers last week. But now we're here to talk about an event that rose up and fought the man, but wasn't a serial killer. So I think we should get more into it. Dom actually brought up, he's like, could we talk a whole episode on this? And I was like, well, maybe we could, broaden it out. Maybe we could have other people that were like fighting against the man, anti-authority guys. And every single one of them was like, no, that's tragic and sad. This one isn't. It is still tragic and sad, but it's not a mass murder.
And the more I looked into it, the more I was like, no, we can definitely do a whole episode on this.
Yeah, and we shall. So what are we here to talk about today, Dom?
We're here to talk about Marvin Heemeyer. Mm-hmm. Not many people know his name. They know him more for his super fantastic vehicle called the Killdozer.
Killdozer.
Or terrorize a small town in Colorado.
The crawler tractor. Because the bulldozer
is the blade on the front.
Is the blade, exactly, and Dom taught me that. So that credit where credit's due there.
And more locally, don't forget to grab your hand candles, get ready for another exciting show. And there are some related topics as well to, everyone knows this really sums up this type of guy. There's always a local business somewhere in your town.
Always.
Your town,
yes.
Your favorite vacation town.
Where you are right now.
There's always a situation like this. One of my favorite ones is the Spigot River Brewery in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Ooh, easy now. We're on YouTube.
I love that one, but his story is so funny. It's just, you get this manifesto of somebody who's just complaining on Facebook about how the local zoning board or for business or the Chamber of Commerce is like, HOA. Trust me, they are fucking me. Everyone needs to know they shut out.
They
shut out. They have personal vendetta. They bring up names and they're like,
all these 8 people think about is me all day long, how they could fuck me harder.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just being suppressed and put down, and I want the world to know how bad the town of Lawrence is, and the fucking landlords. And they're all
I think everyone already
screw
knows
me.
how bad the town
But
of Lawrence
Speak out.
is.
Yeah,
this
different
one-
issue. Yeah.
This we'll get to it, but his reasoning starts off so fucking funny. I cannot wait to talk about.
It's awesome, and also
Sewage.
the more I know
Sewage.
about it,
It's my
the
favorite
more I
part
learn
of this whole
about
story.
it, the less and
It's
less
so
I have
fucking funny.
sympathy for him. Because the initial story, I'm like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah. And then by the end of it, I'm like, all right, man, I think you went down a 4chan rabbit hole inside your own head, and you need some fucking friends, dude.
And he just wants
We'll
to
get
live
into
free or die, but he chose the wrong state and the wrong people and the fucking
And the wrong reasons.
wrong reasons.
Well,
just
he
everything.
lived. He didn't live free, but he might have died by the end of it. I don't want to spoil anything.
He didn't
We'll see
live
if he gets
free, but he-
captured or dies or whatever happens else. Well, let's not get it. We'll comment as we go. The story starts in Granby, Colorado, in the year 1996, I believe.
I mean, it kind of starts in 1951, if I had to take a wild guess.
Oh, actually 92.
1951, October 28th, Marvin John
He's born.
Heemeyer, also known as Marvin Hamcandle, was an American automobile
I mean,
muffler.
Heemeyer is already a funny last name. It's like a
Yeah.
fake name. You're like,
He's up
my
there with
name's
the Schneebergers.
Heemeyer. Yeah,
All right, then.
Schneeberger. It's like a Schneeberger. name.
Cheeseburger, Oscar Mayer,
Marvin
hot dogs. Oscar Mayer, hot dogs, Heemeyer, Oscar Mayer.
If you say that to somebody when they pull you over, you go, "My name, what's your name? Marvin Heemeyer." Yeah, this is my name.
like, you sound like someone who's going to get really fucking pissed off one day.
My name's
Some
Ned
ruckus.
Nedward Fakington. Yeah, I'm gonna need to see some ID, Mr. Heemeyer.
Or Herman Merman. Back
Yeah,
to
Herman,
him.
Herman
Merman.
Merman.
Fuck, kid.
2 in a row.
That's your fucking name, kid?
Heemeyer. Yeah, Dylan. If you want to
Yeah.
get started with his legacy, go right ahead, please.
I will. I just want to bring up, just so you guys get to
We should
you
set
know,
the table. What kind of guy
put
this guy
yourself in the shoes of Marvin John Heemeyer. Not Heemeyer, it's he.
is. It's
H-E-E.
Heemeyer. He said it himself in
Mayer.
the tapes. The
Like
manifesto
Oscar
tapes.
Mayer is the same spelling as the Oscar Mayer hot dogs?
No, oh yeah. I guess the Meyer. But it's
I
called
remember.
Oscar Meyer, so it is spelled the same, but it's Meyer.
I didn't know if it was like M-A-Y-E-R. I haven't
Yeah,
really
it's Heemeyer. Oscar
If
Meyer.
you're talking
is
about
also-
Oscar Mayer, I believe is M-A-Y.
Oh,
that
okay,
is
yeah.
what I'm saying, yeah. Anyways,
So it's
Oscar,
like Bayer.
Oscar Mayer,
Like the paint?
Oscar
No, like
Mayer.
the medical company.
Bear, yeah, exactly.
So it should be Oscar
And-
Mayer. But it's Oscar
Yeah,
Meyer.
should. That's Mayer.
Well, anyways, the guy pronounced his name Heemeyer, so we're going to pronounce it the way he pronounced it.
Yeah, but there's also they could be, anyways. What do Oscar F. Meyer and Marvin Heemeyer have in common?
I
Do you
wonder.
guys know? Do you guys
I
know?
don't.
Anyone know?
I don't think I know.
It's not hot dogs, Lunchables, or other processed
Is
meat
that they
products.
retrofitted a vehicle for a purpose it wasn't suited for and made it weigh
Yes.
twice as much?
Absolutely.
Yes!
Wait, it wasn't suited for.
Well, it wasn't.
I think both of them did it pretty damn well.
That's right. I should say it wasn't designed for, but it was
There you
suited for sure.
Oscar Mayer was a little more successful.
Again, let's say
and
Oscar Mayer because the commercials say it. I mean, let's just
Sorry,
we don't have
we
to
should
guess
say
it. If they tell you what
Oscar-
it is, that's what it is. You know.
Oscar Ferdinand Meyer and Marvin John Heemeyer.
Meyer.
Both were fucking business guys who made mobiles. One was a wiener, one wasn't.
This is why the
And-
podcast cannot exist without Dylan. Do people realize this? This is we need him here. Without him here, it's not the pod. I'm telling you.
Oh, I got at least two more in me, guys, because I got to fucking. You guys won't even know what the topic is after I do consecutively 4 in a row.
He's on a streak.
I'm in it for I'm here for trophies, guys. That's why. So, yeah. So Oscar
mushroom
Mayer,
cup.
Marvin Heemeyer, both made some cool vehicles. So anyway, so Marvin Heemeyer was born around the same time that Oscar Mayer died.
Are you serious? This
Yeah.
can't be a coincidence.
This can't be a coincidence. Maybe he's the. It's possible.
The
that-
long lost twin of Oscar and Marvin.
Sometimes a member of the tribe has to die for a new one to be born, and
Yes, the classic thing we all
in this
know.
in the spiritual world, sometimes someone in the family dies, then someone has a kid. It's
Sure. Yeah.
it's
when
weird.
one
It
door
could be-
closes, another one opens.
Yeah,
You know.
it could be like that. Marvin Heemeyer, born October 28th, almost Halloween, 1951. Could have also been Halloween that year. I don't know.
Pretty sure it wasn't.
On back to Oscar Mayer. More in common is Oscar Mayer was.
Wait,
into
Oscar
hot
Mayer
dogs.
died the year he was born? Not. I thought you said he was born the same year.
No.
Oscar Mayer must be older than that.
Oscar
right?
Mayer died around 1951.
Okay,
Marvin,
I thought you said he was born. That's my bad.
Marvin Heemeyer was born in
that year. Yeah, so like it's the reincarnation of Oscar Mayer.
Yeah, and they both come from a family of the
Myers.
same love of
Retrofitting vehicles.
of deli meats,
Salted meats.
dairy, and of providing
civil disobedience.
providing the community with things like hot dogs and milk. So Marvin Heemeyer
Milk, mufflers.
was born on a dairy farm in South Dakota.
Wow.
Oscar Mayer liked hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
See what I did there? They have a lot in common.
You're tying it all together.
And was in the Air Force, which see, a lot of these guys are like that. The ones who go fucking nuts. I mean, you can say it for any branch of the military, but like the ones in the Air Force, they just stood at a fucking Air Force base.
Well,
for,
it's
like,
a self-selecting group. It really, we're like, the biggest and proudest of us, the people who went in the military. You mean the 17-year-old kid who couldn't wait to get his hands on a gun? I don't know if that's the proudest among us. I appreciate
no,
your
but you don't
sacrifice,
join
of course.
You don't join the Air Force for that. The Air Force is, I want to be in the military, but I don't want to like get kicked in the face in boot camp.
Yeah, and I don't want to actually have to be in the trenches.
Die.
I want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, one of those.
But
things,
I want to
so,
serve my country to some degree.
something like that. Yeah, or get away.
I mean, I
from
feel
the
like
dairy-
definitely in
get
like
away from the dairy farm. Something
without the draft in like what it would be like the early 70s. If he joined up voluntarily, it wasn't like it is now, where it's literally like
he's not
I'm
drafted,
poor, I
no.
want to go to college, or I'm from Oklahoma and my dad told me 9/11 happened. Like there's only very few reasons to go to the military now. It's not like you love your country. I'm sure they love their country
A lot of
too,
people don't realize
but that's
that.
secondary.
In Oklahoma, 9/11 is still only told orally. They don't have the videos of it or anything.
It's a legend.
It's an oral legend.
They still they tell it alongside the tale of Timothy McVeigh and the Oklahoma City disaster. It's
they
like
do.
part of the same tale.
So he moved to Colorado because he was stationed at Lowry Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Sure, it's not
Colorado has
Lowry.
a couple of Air Force bases, right? Isn't Fort Collins an Air Force base too?
Yeah, and then the Air Force Academy is there, and then
Yeah, big Air Force.
Everyone, Colorado gets a lot of fame for the fucking capital and
being
then
the first state to legalize
all
marijuana.
these beautiful fucking places, but there's a lot of shithole nothingness there too. So don't
It's a
get us
huge
wrong.
state. You can't forget.
Yeah.
It's not just
Yeah.
Aspen and Boulder.
A lot
Yeah.
of that part of the country is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And just all we gotta say
And
is
it's
that
desert, but it's mountains, but it's it's like kind of like Wyoming, where it's like it's in the middle, but it's like it's not all just like woods. It's like it's a lot going on there. Like the South Colorado is basically Arizona, it's just northern Arizona, right? It's like
and
pretty
it's like
close.
near Utah too, where
Utah again is like that too.
right near Skinwalker Ranch is southern Colorado, southwestern Colorado.
We don't have time for Skinwalker Ranch. I think
No, we don't.
That.
We've already done that. So, but yeah, so a couple friends of Heemeyer said that he was fucking awesome. His brother
guy.
Ken Heemeyer specifically said that he
Ken
would,
Heemeyer? Yes, he can.
Ken Heemeyer specifically stated in quotes that
He stated it in quotes.
No, it's quoted. This means it's not
I got you. You didn't make it
hearsay
up.
or fucking paraphrasing. Quote unquote. I was gonna say Oscar Heemeyer. Fucking Marvin John Heemeyer would bend over backwards for anyone.
Wow.
Shit.
What a nice
What a nice guy, man. He'd
What a
bend
nice
over
guy.
backwards.
what a generous lover. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Except for local resident Christy Baker, claimed that Heemeyer.
To be clear, is this Chris T. Baker or is it a woman named Christy?
It's
Christy. Simple
Christy Baker.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Not
But what's her
Christy,
husband's name? It could be Chris T. Baker.
Could
Christopher
be
Tiberius Baker.
so
like James
so
T. Kirk.
wife of Crisperius type. What what did you call
We
him?
are off to a rousing start here, folks. You're gonna love this episode.
Wait, what is Typherius's first name?
James Tiberius Kirk or Christopher Tiberius Baker.
Christopher Tiberius Baker's wife, who's local resident
Christy.
Christy Baker, claimed that she was told that Heemeyer threatened her husband, which is what's his name again?
Heemeyer, we know his name by now. I know
No.
you're reading it.
Who's Christy Baker's husband's name?
Oh, that's Christopher Tiberius Baker.
So Christopher Tiberius Baker was threatened by Marvin John Heemeyer after he refused to pay for a disputed muffler repair at Marvin John Heemeyer's muffler shop. We'll get that later, but he did own a muffler shop.
It's a big part of the story.
And he did finally settle Chris Typhoid Baker, whatever his name is. Eventually
Typhoid
paid
Baker.
Marvin John Heemeyer $124. And besides that, Marvin John Heemeyer liked taking snowmobile trips with friends, and he even led a rescue effort after one such trip. A friend became trapped in a small avalanche, and he ran that. So that's the background of this guy, is that he was a good citizen, except for getting mad at someone for not paying their bill at his
Yeah, and
business.
that's pretty understandable. A guy who owns a small business in a small town, if you get someone not paying the bills, you take that personally.
Yeah, and
You gotta pay up.
very, very small town. The population of Granby, Colorado in 2020 was barely over 2,000 people.
And that's now, which I mean,
now.
Then it would
So
be
imagine
less,
then, exactly.
But yeah, the guy was a talented, not only a welder, but he worked with metal and he knew all kinds of shit. The guy was a goddamn craftsman. He actually used to make custom-made bumpers by bending steel for all of the snowmobiles from the snowmobile group. It was about 20 guys, and he would
bend over for anyone, obviously.
He would bend steel and bend over for anyone. And they actually showed pictures of it in the documentary where he bends basically like a muffler-looking pipes around the whole snowmobile. And they said you could hit 6-inch trees and it would just plow through them because the steel wouldn't bend and just blow right through them.
And
so
then
the guy knew how to...
he would bend over next to them backwards in the same shape.
And they'd
as
plow
that.
right
and then
through
you
him
could
like it was
throw
nothing.
him at a tree in the same shape, and he would never deform.
And all the people in his group, they loved him. They thought he was awesome.
Strong
He was
as
the
a
best
fucking
welder
ox.
in the whole state. They said
Just don't owe him $124.
He'll bend anything. He'll bend over. Just gotta pay.
You don't fuck with him. He's a great friend. By all accounts. By all accounts that I've heard.
So many bends. This guy, so many bends. But the thing is, it all kind of makes sense.
Even people that he went to go on and maybe be upset with, they still said he was a great welder. They'd bring their trucks in and they would fix it up and they'd never break again. Like, the guy was great at what he did. And he was very good at making things.
Yeah, and Hitler kept the trains on time.
Yeah, are you going to compare him to Hitler already?
He might take a wild guess where the name Heemeyer is from.
Germany?
Yep. That's a
I
German
too
last
have a
name.
message for Germany. That you're
not-
all going to weld.
I
It's
have
not-
a message for Heemeyer.
It's not an Indian last name.
No, it's not.
No. But so the $124 thing is kind of lining up, seeing where this is going, because
You don't
one
wrong
of the
him.
first things that he fought for was
His right to party, and then after that.
Well, pretty much. So you said the population's 2,000 in 2020 in Granby.
Yeah, Granby.
He really, really fucking wanted so bad, even campaigned for this cause on several occasions, and disseminated a newspaper of his own on the issue. So he made his own newspaper. That's what that means, right? Disseminated?
Population in 2000 was 1,700.
Yeah, so even less.
Like
yeah.
10 people there at this time. And he believed
probably about 30.
About the time that we're talking
I mean,
about
that's when the story happens is during that time. So yeah, about that.
Okay, got it. Yeah, but he
maybe
really,
100 less.
Really, so this is 1994. He really wanted to fucking legalize gambling in his fucking area. Yeah, he even came to blows with a local reporter who was opposed to
He came to blows. I've been coming to blows recently.
Yeah, it was
getting
to the point where it was going to start passing. Like, they were starting to get all the backing for it.
Yeah,
and there was still a reporter that was against it, and he was like, I'm gonna have an issue with you if you don't change your mind.
They had a local newspaper in a town that small too, and he has another vendetta against this guy too, which will come up later. Right?
Yeah, so
imagine hating your local newspaper that maybe 1,000 people read, that you're like, well, I'm gonna make my own then.
Yeah, no, the guy was very much
you can.
That mentality.
So strike one, doesn't get paid the $124. Strike two, wants gambling.
The issues are growing.
Just wait for strike three on this fucking guy, and you guys will see why he went fucking mental.
He went mental, mate. He went
Strike
absolutely
three. Strike three is what really fucking really
put him over the edge.
So there's a better way to phrase it. Really fucking made him diarrhea on top of someone else's diarrhea. You know what I mean?
Wow, that was a better way to put it. All
Couldn't
right.
think of it. Come on, help me out.
Man.
No,
I was
honestly,
helping
Joe,
you out.
you're
You
good at
said
this.
no, not that. No, not that. So I let you starve, and then you fucked up.
diarrhea.
What are you gonna do? I let you go.
You're good at this. Help me out. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the straw that broke the camel's back, the last drop that made him overflow, the last push before he went insane. They poked the bear one too many times and he raged out. I mean, there's many ways to put it, but basically he diarrheaed on someone else's diarrhea. There's no way to put it.
I need a sewage joke.
New merch coming to the Dylan Joe Basin Podcast Patreon. Right next to the.
It was the last drop that pushed the
underwear.
Fatberg. You ever heard of a Fatberg? You guys know what those are?
Does this have something to do with a sewage system?
It does. It definitely does. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It happens
really
mostly
does?
in major cities where basically there's so much grease that goes down the drain pipes that it starts to coalesce and coagulate into a giant pile of grease that's a solid object, and you have to actually get contractors to go down and break it up physically because it's so strong, even the water can't push it. It's not water.
It's like the elephant's foot at Chernobyl.
Yeah, and they call those in the sewer.
And they're actually exactly.
It's like an iceberg made of fat.
In the sewage system.
So the last drop of grease in the Fatberg before it plugged up the whole system, like a cork or like expanding foam, as Dom said earlier.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, it was the last pile of chicken fat in the Fatberg, and he was like, "That's it. Stop the presses. Stop the sewers. We're into it."
Yeah. So I feel like I've been talking a lot, but it's
You've been doing great, man. We love it.
Almost at the point of the big fucking dispute here.
Yeah, the dispute happens. It starts in '92.
So fucking funny.
So we're about that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, right. Yeah, it lines up perfectly because it's like, well, right around the season, he's juggling a couple balls here between the $124.
I mean, yeah, because we've been talking a little bit about the gambling.
These are small peanuts compared to the Fatberg that we're about to hit here, but I hear what you're saying.
Before he starts with the gambling thing, first he's got to buy some property.
Yeah,
exactly right.
In 1992.
He worked for muffler shops for years because he's a great welder, but he figures, hey, I can make my own. What am I doing working for somebody else when I can do it myself? And I want to say before we go on, he told people that he knew he called himself a guy with champagne income and beer taste. That's how you build capital in America. He had income for champagne, but he had beer taste. So you save money, you live reasonably under your nut, as they say. You don't want to boost your nut. So,
also, living in rural Colorado in the 90s is a good way to be efficient because he bought 2 acres of land for $42,000.
That's pretty good, and it already had infrastructure on it. We did it
specifically a cement mixer.
Oh no, we're not there yet. But actually, no. You want to go there right now? Let's go to the auction.
Definitely do because that's where we're
Dylan's
at.
right. There was a cement mixer on the property.
It's all about the cement mixer here, and I know people are getting confused about why the cement mixer is the fucking issue, but it's so
You won't be confused with how we're done with the story. It gets deep.
No, you won't.
I can't believe Dom even questioned we could do a whole podcast about this. We're like about 20 minutes in. We haven't even got to the thrust of the story yet.
This is the funniest fucking part is that, so he bought the $42,000 2-acre fucking land.
At an auction
with plans to lease the property to a friend. He wanted to build another fucking muffler shop.
Using it himself.
No, he just bought it for a friend to rent.
Champagne. He's like, I'm gonna.
I have champagne money and beer taste. Yep.
Yeah, this guy fucking is gonna, build an auto repair shop on the site. But the problem is, and this is word for word, what our buddy here.
Well, can I say what happened at the auction before you get into the property?
Yeah, with Cody.
Only
Douche.
if you do fun things with this guy's name.
Yes,
Cody Douche.
Do the fun things that
Cody Douche.
that douche chef.
Douche chef or Dochef?
No, what's his face?
Well, his name is Douche.
Marvin.
We're going to refer to him as Douche Chef.
Miss Marvin called him Douche Chef.
Yeah.
Douche chef.
I mean, that's just good humor right there. You can't deny
That's fucking funny, yeah.
Some clean, friendly fun isn't
Chef,
gotten.
fantastic. I mean, that's just good
Douche
old-fashioned American
fucking
humor right there.
Hilarious.
That's good old-fashioned 40-year-old welder humor. Douche Chef. I call him Douche Chef. That's what I call him.
Yeah, it's like the guy at the Beverly Fishing Pier who was talking to me.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That guy with the fucking it's all those guys. Smokes cigarettes, smokes weed, rides his bike there, wears cargo pants with wicked high white socks. Is fucking hilarious. And he only, I'm like, oh Mikey, I'm like, I heard you like PlayStation 2, and he's like, oh yeah, fucking, I've been playing.
I heard you like PlayStation 2.
Not kidding at all. I told this before, but
you guys like Sega Dreamcast, right? Aren't you the guy who loves to play Power Stone and Sonic Adventure 1?
I like bought it at Savers or something. I was like, hey, Mikey,
Nice.
what do you like to fucking play? You playing, fucking that game with the,
Are you
surfboards
playing Parappa the
or-
Rappa? What are you
Parappa the
playing?
Rappa. No, he's playing SpongeBob.
The SpongeBob game?
This is a guy who's like in his 60s, white
Good
dude
Lord.
who's always smoking cigarettes, fishing, and I'm like, I was like, oh, that's cool, Mikey. He's like, yeah, I gotta fucking go home. I gotta play that. I'm like, there's other games, right? Like,
You are so far behind.
it came with SpongeBob from Savers, and he's only. I'm like, dude, there's other options. It's not just.
I
PlayStation
wish I was
2.
that simple about
PlayStation
video
2
games.
isn't just SpongeBob the game.
Yeah, wait till he gets his fucking hands on 007 Knights Crusade. What was it called?
Nightfire.
Nightfire. What was this? Nightfire.
That
That's
was a
way
good
better.
game. Oh, that game fucking rocks.
Nightfire is a
So
rock.
yeah, it's like fucking this guy.
Yeah, this is basically him. So he's
Yeah.
at the auction. Again, like you guys said, he's just buying the property. He's just speculating. I love being this guy. Like I just I repair mufflers.
Oh, no,
and I'm
sorry.
fucking rich.
I have to interrupt you. The reason I
Buy
brought that up
property.
is because that guy told me, he's like,
Mikey.
Yep. That's why I brought that up, because
Okay.
it's the same thing as Douche Chef.
Oh yeah. That's how we got
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest boat in that harbor behind us was part of Big Tuna, the show, Wicked Tuna, from
Part of John.
from
Wicked.
Worcester. Wicked Tuna, the TV show set in Gloucester. This guy, some rich guy who docks his boat there, bought it from the Wicked Tuna people, and
nice.
it's called Makala, Makala, like
Mm-hmm.
a Hawaiian sounding. He's like, oh yeah, the fucking macacar's coming in here. I was like, macacar?
Got him good.
I was like,
Macacar?
what boat's the?
Macaque chair, the
I
boat?
was like, what's the fucking macaque?
Macaque
The
chair.
macaca, the fucking macaca's over there. I'm like, which boat's macacar? He's like, the blue one, the fucking Wicked
see
Tuna
it
one, the
there with
macacar. Yeah, fucking macacar, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't fucking know. I was like, you mean the Macala? He's like, I don't fucking know.
He
I'm
knows.
like, all right, so it's the Macala.
He knows. He refuses to say it.
He
Right.
never refused to say it because the guy's a
That's all he
douchebag.
thinks about. I
The
don't know what it
macacar.
is.
I don't know. Fucking yeah, macacar. I was like, okay, dude.
That's the peak humor for the.
Anyways, sorry, I had to say it. It's so funny.
No, you finished the thing. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. So,
Macaque,
anyways,
the boat
yeah,
from
Douche Chef
Wicked
is
Tuna.
there at the auction. So they're at the auction again. He's just he's just there. So there's like I don't know. There's like 20 people there. They're auctioning off this property, and Douche Chef is there with his friend, who apparently,
Who's
Heemeyer
that Harold
says,
Don't Chef?
yeah, Heemeyer says, hey, this guy is like who Douche Chef is with. He's like a big rich guy who like just buys properties. He's the money man. Apparently, that guy's like, I'm not the money man. I just like I would go with auctions with him because we were friends, like he was just like, I don't know, we just go there. It's just some money involved. It's not my money. And Douche Chef is bidding on it, and it goes up to like 36,000. And once it hits 40, his friend is like, hey man, I'm not going to pay more than 40,000 for the property. Is what Heemeyer says. What the guy says is, I never gave him any advice on this at all, but we'll see who's accurate at that. So then Heemeyer goes, hey, I'll pay 50 grand for the property. He wins the property. And what Heemeyer says is after the auction's over, they're signing the documents, and Douche Chef walks over to him and gets in his face and tears him a new asshole. He says for 10 minutes, he goes, you fucking bitch, how dare you, that was my property, this and this and this. And he really lays into the guy publicly and really tries to embarrass him, really tries to dress him down. And from that moment on, he was like, I don't like this guy, and I fucking can't stand him, and he's disrespecting me in front of everybody, and I'll let him know it. And from that moment on, it lights a fire under his ass that no $1.25 muffler incident can ever light. This guy's pissed at Douche Chef.
He's
And
bending
it'll
over
show.
backwards to screw this guy from now on.
Here we go. So why don't we take our first commercial break here, and then we'll get into the story of once he owns the property, we're going to get into the Killdozer incident now that we set the stage for you folks. So buckle in. Make sure all your portholes are wiped down so you can see what's going to happen, because you're not going to be able to get out.
The
once
macacar's coming.
we're gonna buckle into this podcast, and we're going to weld the hatch shut. You can't leave. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Found this out later, people are pretty angry with me, They didn't know how to play by the rules. I played within the parameters of what was supposed to be done. There were 160 properties sold that day, and I bought it just like everybody else bought their property. And, there's no reason why didn't this guy have enough money to buy this property. I mean, it was an auction. He should have known that there was going to be people bidding against him, but I honestly believe he thought he was going to get it for next to nothing. And I believe that because I think the word was out in the community that he wanted it. And personally, I think the two realtors that showed it to me knew this, and they just didn't want the guy in the community, so they told me that they didn't know that he was bidding on it or that he wanted it. Because had I known that, I would have talked to him. I would have called in and found out what the deal was. But anyway, I'm a little disappointed.
I wasn't paying attention to see that it already started. We're going to go off to a great start here. I love how at least don't worry, I'll take us back and then immediately zone out. But no, we're not here to talk about that tonight. We're here to figure out how legalizing gambling, cement mixers, and bulldozers all go together. We're talking about Marvin Thunderbolt Heemeyer.
I like it. It's like his wrestling name.
Woo!
Marvin the Spitting Cobra Heemeyer.
No, I believe where we left off was he purchased some property and angered the previous owner in the process.
Oh no, the person who wanted to purchase it from him. He was a competitive buyer. Douche.
Yeah, that's what I
douche
said.
Nozzle.
Douche chef.
Yeah, he wanted the property for cheap. He didn't get it. Marvin bought it. And this is the impetus for the rest of the things we're going to tell you the whole time. Sure, there'll be other reasons for it, but this is the cataclysm. This is the flashpoint, as they call it.
If it's going to take a guy like this to be set over the edge, it's this.
This is
so.
it.
Yeah.
This is what sends him on the pathway to diarrhea on diarrhea, as Dylan would say.
Which is the best way to say that.
Exactly.
Nothing better. So, yeah, Marvin the Thunderbolt Heemeyer, back to refresher, purchased the land for $42,000. Cody Duchef, it was his family's land, but he was trying to buy from them, but his budget, because he's poor, was only like $39,000 or whatever.
Yeah, because Duchef.
You're gonna find out he's not poor at all. You want to get
it
cheap. He's rich as fuck. He's richer than Heemeyer is.
Well, the cheap ones are always the rich ones. So
exactly.
Yeah, so he lost it, and fucking Duchef was berating the shit out of him and fucking pissed or whatever.
According to Heemeyer.
The best part about this, and Heemeyer, as a crafty fucking,
Summon onion he was.
Person?
Jerry Rig is his middle name type of guy. Mm-hmm. So many different other slang words I can put before.
Can we still say that?
Rig?
I have to keep up on the list of words.
Yeah, Jerry Rig is another slander one that's against Jews.
Is it?
Really? Then why'd they call the German soldiers Jerry in World War II?
Yeah.
My bad. We all know that Jews don't fix appliances on their own. They pay people. So yeah, no, my bad. It was the German. Yeah, German Jerry. I get it. So I thought that was a Jew thing, but no, they
the Jerrys.
It comes from you're right, Dom, World War I or whatever the fuck, or just German people fixing their own refrigerators.
Unfounded, but it's just slang. You know how slang and slurs happen.
The Germans are known for, if you have a refrigerator that electrocutes you every time you open it, they put a pool noodle on the fucking handle. That's Jerry Rig.
That's Friedchenwursten.
Also known as Mickey Mousing for some reason.
Also known as Mickey Mouse
job. Yes. I love that when a guy goes, "There's a fucking Mickey Mouse job." I go, "Why?" I know what you mean, but why do they call it that? It's the world's largest corporation. Disney's one of the most meticulous craftsmen of anyone, and Mickey Mouse is meticulously made. I mean, it's very well documented. How much
it's always funny too. There's a Bond, one of the new Bonds.
I can't keep
Daniel
up,
Craig.
Daniel the Warthog Craig.
Daniel Warthog Craig signs his name on the thing Mickey Mouse. I was like, funny.
Wow. That's funny.
You don't look like a Mickey Mouse to me.
No. You look more like a Michael Rat.
Michael Rat. No shit. Yeah, that's funny. John Thunderbolt Heemeyer purchased the property with
Marvin.
they called it Marvin, with rudimentary sewage storage solution. That's how they word
That's
this.
the way to put it. It's
Yeah.
a rudimentary
It is not a
storage
sewer
solution.
system.
Yeah,
Dylan,
so
do you know how they got in there? I remember hearing this and I was like, how did they get it in though? Because it's above ground and it's lifted. It's a cement mixer.
Wait, they didn't bury the thing?
No, it says it's buried.
Oh, it is buried. Okay, thank you. I didn't hear that part of the story.
Yeah,
I was like,
so douche.
so they just buried a cement mixer. They're like, that'll do.
Yeah.
It sounds like the
Just
douche
imagine,
chef.
you know the shit tank in oh shit, what's the fucking David Spade movie?
Oh, tank.
Where he with the Dylan with the Charger Daytona.
Oh, the fucking the outdoors one.
Backyardigans.
Wow, we're really ruining the flow. of
Neighbors?
this.
Moose
No,
Mountain.
fuck, he's the
Yeah,
Oh,
vacation.
fucking
land.
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
Oh, Joe Dirt.
fuck,
You say the
yeah.
one where he's
got
a
the-
hick.
when
What'd you
he's
say?
got
The one where he goes on vacation?
I said with the Charger Daytona. It's the car that he drives in the
Oh,
movie.
yeah. I didn't know that he was the guy. So my bad.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit tank that he acts like is a bomb. Imagine that, only it's a fucking cement truck.
All right,
Well,
Joe,
so-
get the fucking picture up for that because Dom's an asshole. Made you do it.
So they buried a cement mixer. My thought is that I didn't think that it was like a full size cement truck. 'Cause
You
just
thought
a
it was
cement
like the
mixer.
one you do on like a job site, the little one?
Yeah,
like
the job
office
site one.
building?
Yeah. Yes,
It holds
exactly.
like 2 shits. It's fine. I just won't shit for a year. What's the big deal?
No, my thought is I was like, all right, I kind of get it. So after let's just roll the dice on this one and say 100 flushes. You have to turn the cement mixer on underground, so you have like a extension
mix
cable.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, we have to spin it so it doesn't get that
yeah,
fat.
you can't let it settle.
Yeah, you can't let it settle, so it does
Yeah.
that, and then as it does that, it spins it.
It
and,
still has the motor on it.
and
so
gets it.
it's
Yeah, well,
underground.
exactly. So they're like, honey, I said you have to turn the cement mixer every Friday.
Every time. Every Friday.
Every
you have to
Friday.
spin it.
Look, if you're not going to do it, then who is? Okay.
Honey,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see the cement mixer on?
I keep telling you this, and you know.
Yeah, you
I don't
cannot
want-
keep. Yeah, do you care anymore?
Yeah, I feel like if that happens long enough, the town's gonna come after us. I don't know what'll happen then. I hope no insane anarchist violence happens if you just spin a cement mixer. It's a big deal once a week.
It's so simple.
I don't
This is
ask
just
much of
something
you.
You have to.
You don't
do.
cook.
Yeah. The solar-powered
weld.
Christmas lights aren't invented yet, so I can't hook it up to that fucking system to make it run every time that gets dark. So you gotta
Yeah, I
do
don't
this,
have
okay?
Amazon
Yes.
Home. You gotta mix it manually, man.
Amazon Home.
The underground cement.
Set
Are you
the
guys
timer.
picturing this? It's some cement mixer that you see driving on the street, full of shit
the
under
barrel
ground.
of that in the
That can't be EPA friendly. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm
It's
trying to
1992.
Why not? All
Properly
right, well,
vented,
why
too.
not? It sounds like a
It's
great
92.
idea.
It's the year that I was born, and this is the cement mixer under the
Talk about
soil.
a shitstorm.
Full of
It
shit.
sounds fine to me. I don't see any issues with this.
This is why you're not in the government, Dylan. Okay, you don't know.
No, but
how
it makes
to
no
really
fucking.
know
It's a
people.
big fucking tank. What your septic system's a concrete one. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but it's made so that it doesn't leak into the groundwater and have your shit all over the premises. We know what happened during the Black Death. There's shit everywhere. What are you gonna do? People are
Black
sick.
Death, the Black Death of Granby, Colorado, because of the cement mixer,
yeah.
the new version. So
Listen,
yeah,
listen.
so
I
anyways,
hate the government
so
too,
fucking,
but there's reasons for standards. You can't just pour your shit in the soil for 30 years and no one say anything about it. You know?
can't if you don't tell anyone. So
Well, people find out.
dude, go look at your car manual from your '62 fucking Rambler.
You
And
think
it
I
tells
was
you,
interested in
this is-
Rambler? What the hell are you talking about?
all it says, use a post hole digger and dig down 3 feet, fill it with rocks, and then pour your used motor oil in there, so it goes back to the earth.
What do they say in the year 1700? They go, just dump your piss pot out the window. What's the big deal? Yeah, we found
You
out
want
it
who to
sucks.
have rights?
Everyone has fucking scarlet fever and shit. It's bad news. We learn from this. We learn. I'm not saying the guy wasn't wrong, but I mean, I get the standards. You can't just fill a cement mixer full of shit for 20 years and have no one talk about it. It's a town
Speaking
of
of that-
1,000 people. You know everyone there. They're all gonna get sick from your shit pot. What the hell are you doing?
Speaking
here?
of piss pot, last night I couldn't find like my water bottle, so I filled. I just kind of poured out the rest of this. Oh no, I made Dom. I made what you do. You mix all the old bottoms of the
now he's pulling Dom into this.
into one Jungle Juice bourbon.
Yeah,
Whiskey
infinity
thing.
bottle.
So I had the infinity bottle. I put some the bottom of the Bushmills in there, And then I filled it with water and used it as my water bottle. Drank it all. This morning didn't feel like getting up to the bathroom because I have to take the zipper down so my cat doesn't get out. I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll just drink the rest of the water and then pee in the Bushmills bottle. The 750
And it tasted
one.
just like Bushmills.
No,
Dominic.
it's the exact same color. It looks
Because
like it's just a
Bushmills
half.
in, Bushmills out.
It's a half. I didn't drink that last night. It's a half
Yeah, okay.
full bottle of Bushmills. I might just put it in the bar.
It is always amazing how much you
It's
piss.
identical.
You never know until you see a bottle. You go, is that how much I'm pissing regularly? And I used to go in the bowl. You go, what's the big
I'll never
deal?
fill this Gatorade bottle all the way up.
Yeah, you never realize that
shit.
you fill an entire fucking 24-ounce bottle full of piss. You go, am I doing that every time?
A
God.
Gatorade bottle is child's play.
Yeah, Gatorade bottle is not going to cut it. I learned that the hard way.
I can pee I think I can easily do a half gallon in one go.
Do you think you can probably fill like half a empty bottle of Bushmills? Probably.
At least.
I know I can.
According to record. And you are on the record, by the way.
Yeah, that one's documented. This is us documenting it too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what happened with fucking these guys is that
So
he
they told him
he
you
bought
can't just leave it there. You have to do a sewer tie-in. And
Wait,
he's like,
so-
well,
whoa,
fuck
whoa, whoa,
you
whoa,
and the
whoa,
sewer
whoa, whoa.
tie-in.
Fuck you the whole thing, but
What do
they
you mean,
didn't
whoa,
tell
whoa?
him-
Let me go into
because
my
they didn't
notes.
tell
You're just
him-
going to keep reading Wikipedia because I don't know why I
No.
watched the whole thing to write notes down. If you're just
I'm
reading
doing
Wikipedia
this
the
from
whole fucking
memory.
time.
So what they did is, so he bought it, and then they said you got to update the sewer system for $42,000, and he's like, "Fuck, I
No,
just paid 40."
double 42,000.
It was up to $80,000 because he had to tie. He couldn't tie in across.
No.
the next-
The cost of the septic tank was going to be double what he paid for the property.
Oh shit! Wow, what the fuck?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was like a sunk cost thing. Basically, what I heard was that you couldn't cut across the property next to him because it was all like an unused lot. So he's gonna have to go down the road without the septic to tie in. He had to go down the road and across the street, and that amount of like digging and building was gonna cost him, like Don said, twice the property value of what he already bought just to keep it. So I can see why him being like, fuck you, no.
$84,000 after I just bought this.
Yeah,
stupid
why
piece
would
of
I
land
ever-
for
just 'cause the
42 is
shit?
so fucking dumb.
He's like, I'll just piss in Bushmill bottles. What the fuck I need to buy it?
Or even better, I'll just
project.
keep the fucking cement truck down there.
I can see him being mad about that because it's like
Me
he just
too.
bought the property.
He's like, it's just a car repair shop. Why not a cement truck as
Imagine
a piss
buying a
pot?
$400,000 house. Like it only costs $800,000 to get the sewer tie-in. Like, why don't you go fuck yourself, Tony? It's not gonna happen.
Yep.
So he,
So hold
on,
on, really quick. Let's just look at the list of things he's mad at so far.
yeah,
We should
Guy
keep the
who
list going.
originally didn't
Tommy,
pay
write this down.
$24. Then a guy who was mad at the price he paid for the property. Now the government.
This will be a running thing.
Starting to ramp up a little bit.
The
It's
local
ramp-
government.
Yeah, and he said that this whole bullshit fucking thing is extortion by government fiat. Don't even know what that fucking means.
Mm-hmm.
What does fiat mean?
Fiat is an Italian car company. It's, I believe,
Right.
currently owned by a Japanese company,
Oh,
and they
thanks, Tom.
own Chrysler.
All right. So we settled that. So anyways, so
So there's some kind of Italian connection going on here.
some sort of Italian
Cosa
government.
Nostra is rampant in
ex-
Granby, Colorado.
Fiat is a formal authorization or proposition,
There we go. Thank
a
you.
decree.
Who would have known that?
Deprivation of
What a
rights
shitty
under the
name
color
for
of law.
What a shitty name for a car.
I can't believe you pulled that out of your memory and not even knew what it meant.
I know. I'm
Impressive.
good.
I also
I have
can't
like a-
believe it.
I have like a photographic
believe
memory.
you
It's a
don't.
photographic memory. Doesn't mean I understand it. Yeah.
I can
I
speak
just
fluent
see
German
things.
because of my photographic memory. I have no idea what the fuck.
Yeah, it's like I can memorize a whole wall of hieroglyphs. I don't know what they mean.
So,
Wall of symbols.
what is back to not knowing what shit means? What the fuck does this mean?
What?
Despite all these setbacks,
Those rat in the cage?
he did not withdraw his annexation request and subsequently became a part of the sewer district. So did Heemeyer become a part of the sewer district? He goes, I'm
did.
gonna be.
He
I'm-
is part of the sewer now.
I am now a part of. I'm
no,
gonna be
no.
a part of the sewer district. That's what I'm gonna do. Is that what he did?
No,
Says what
he
he did.
didn't. He did not
No.
become part of the sewer district. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe he
How,
said he
how
would.
How can a human being become part of the sewer?
I would say that he could say he signs in to say I'm part of the sewer line, like I'm involved because there must be sewer districts are like parts of the town. He can say
What do you
I
say
will.
the property is now? Like
Yeah, the property is part of the
I
sewer
am a part
district.
Of the sewer district.
Yeah, that's what it must be what he said. But he didn't do the tie-in. He just said I will at some point tie in. I'll sign the thing that says I'm part of this district now. But he doesn't tie in, which ties into the story because it's worse from there.
Got it. Okay.
So, Dom, do you want to go into the next property over?
His Instagram says, fucking Marvin Heemeyer, just his bio is just part of the sewer district.
I'm one with the sewer district. He gets a tattoo on his arm.
Fucking love them. I'm a part of it.
Do you want to, Dom? I was going to go into Douche Chef buying the property next door. Do you have something before that, or should I go into that?
Yeah. Before that happens, his whole plan of renting this property to his buddy falls through because there's so much other issues with the property, with oil spills and other environmental issues, aka a giant shit tank in the ground.
There's a reason why it was up for auction. They didn't sell it because they're like, just get rid of this fucking thing.
Also, this is how I sell everything. They're all like this. Like anything I've ever sold.
This is how Heemeyer sells everything, as the story goes. It's all under the table auction weird shit.
It's a bunch of weird shit. Like I'm trying to sell this car I bought for $4,000. I'm trying to sell it for $700 because of
he hates doing shit legally.
Everything I own is like this fucking property.
Like
I mean, Dylan, if you were selling the property, you would have taken split pea soup and a pair of socks for it.
You got that? Well, that's how you deal with these type of deals. You got that right, dude. Exactly.
Handshake deal.
Yeah, I can't really.
That's why they call you Dylan Thunderbolt Reed.
That's it. Yep. You got that right. Don't ever buy anything from me if I'm selling to you.
I will not.
Not a fucking good idea.
Marvin Thunderbolt Heemeyer's friend decides, I'm not going to rent this because this is a fucking shit show.
He's right.
So Heemeyer's like, all right, well.
Both literally and metaphorically.
He's like, I'm going to build my own muffler shop on this then. I already have the land.
I have the talent.
And, but does he have the willpower? Oh, yes, he does.
If he has one thing, it's willpower. That's for damn sure.
So that's when he sets up his muffler shop on the property, which leads a few years later to Mr. Douche F being back in the picture. Joe, if you want to take over from there.
Yep. Yeah, he sets up the muffler shop for 2 years. He's running off there. Again, he's living champagne money on beer taste, so he's got
money. He's running that $124 muffler deal. As long as you pay him, it's fine.
You got to pay him, buddy. But yeah, like I said, by all accounts, he's a great welder. He can make mufflers like the back of his hand. He's a real muff diver, as they said in town. Mm-hmm. And he does great with that. But after 2 years of him doing that, he's running his business there, this and that. He meets a lady downtown, and they start to get together. They're going snowmobiling together, and she says he's such a fun guy.
And she also says he's a man of the sewer district.
He's a man of the sewer district, and he's big into the muff.
He's a part of the sewer district. He's into the muff. Great guy.
That's why I was so into him in the first place.
She's always wanted to date a guy from the sewer district.
Also, for the record,
who not a guy from?
A guy who is
a guy who is the sewer district.
The sewer district. That's her fucking. That's
you
her
don't understand.
checklist.
I am the Granby sewer district. I am the district.
It says here, she actually said, quote, he's the shit tank to my plot of land.
My diarrhea to my diarrhea.
We would all be so lucky to have a woman like that in our lives.
Exactly.
You're the shit on
Guys,
my shit.
I'm so proud we evolved from cock talk to shit talk.
Yeah, we're evolving or growing. And it has to do with the story. We're not even going off the path, off the beaten sewer tie-in for this one.
It takes a real douche chef to figure that one out, too.
That's right. And speaking of which, Dylan, I'm so glad you brought that up. Mm-hmm. Because not 2 years later, the property right next door...
Sorry, it's just so funny.
The property right next door is something called spot zone, which I had to look up because I was like, I never heard of spot zoning.
It sounds like when girls are starting to get their period and they're spotting.
Well, yeah.
On their underwear. That's the spot zone on their underwear.
And then whenever the blood happens, it goes into the spot zone, like the chalk zone. I'm trapped in the spot zone.
The spot zone. That's what that sounds like to me.
It's harder to erase.
Women's underwear.
Extra permanent. Okay, folks, we're doing all kinds of fun stuff.
Right.
Anyway, so spot zoning is when you rezone a district in less than a month. Which is you need to, if you're going to rezone something, you have to vote for it. Zoning is like when you have certain parts of a town. It's all the town all happy. This is a part for people living. This is a part for industrial waste. And so they spot zone this property right next to his muffler shop, and they go, it's going to be industrial. It's going to be for a concrete manufacturing and storing plant.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, we need that cement truck back out of the ground.
And this part's left out. I don't know the details, but apparently he either didn't know about it or he didn't act on it. In his mind, he didn't know about it, but in real life, he might have just not acted on it. But apparently, if 30 days no one contests a spot zoning, if someone contests a spot zoning in Colorado, it's illegal to still rezone it. If anyone contests it, you have to say, hey, if anyone has a problem with it, you do it the right way. But spot zoning is like for an area where it's like, no one cares anyway. The wheels of the government need to keep turning. So he doesn't contest it until after 30 days, and he goes, what the fuck? You're going to spot zone this into a cement plant? I'm not going to have it. And it's a neighborhood right next.
It's going to ruin my auto repair shop.
My muffler shop's going to go out of business if I have a cement factory next to it.
Can't be having all that noise.
Said. And it sounds like a joke, but he's like, that will ruin me. So he goes to the neighborhood next door and he goes, what do you guys want? Cement dust flying all over your kids' heads? What do you want? So he gets like a bunch of people to go up to town hall and they all protest it. And they're like, we don't have this. And then the government goes, well, we appreciate all your input. We are also the government. And that means that we don't give a fuck. He already paid us for it. He's going to do it. So they went ahead and did it anyways. But don't you know who bought that spot for a cement factory? Wasn't it just Cody Douchef, his arch nemesis? This is adding to the fervor inside his soul at this point.
Great.
And he accelerates the process. The guy doesn't even do sanitation checks, any security. He just builds it as fast as he can. And Heemeyer takes that as an insult. He goes, he's just trying to fuck me over because I bought the property. So now he's mad at me. He's going to put it right here. And the cement plant goes up. And the cement dust goes everywhere. And everyone who's a part of the town council is like, yeah, we know Heemeyer was upset about it. It was like, it's a muffler shop. Like, we get a cement dust. It's not going to ruin business. Who gives a fuck? And he's like, I give a lot of fucks. More fuck than you can imagine. Or my middle name isn't Thunderbolt, you son of a bitch. So he gets pissed off. Dom, what's he do next? Or do you want me to keep rolling?
Well, hold on now. Are you going to go right into the main part of this?
No. He hasn't. I want to get into his battle with the local government before he starts to, because he doesn't start to develop the machine until he sells the property.
The next I have is his negotiations with.
We're in 1994. The biggest part hasn't happened until 2002, so we have some time in between there.
A lot of fucking petty anger building up.
A lot of petty anger building up.
Yeah, humans are really good at two things: war and petty bullshit. This is a fucking.
Some of our best talents are war and petty bullshit, no doubt.
Yeah.
The next I have is land negotiations between Douchef and Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Can you imagine this, folks? They had an issue with each other. Bad neighbor.
You want me to get into that?
Yeah.
So, finally.
Oh, and for the record, folks, still isn't tied into the sewer. That might come up later.
Well, no, of course not. Why would you do that? You get the fucking shit.
The sewer is still a cement mixture in the ground.
Said,
even after it's been 2 years.
I'm gonna do it.
It's been 2 years, and the septic is still a cement mixture in the ground, and the government hasn't shut them down yet. They haven't done anything about it. It's been 2 years, but go ahead.
So then around 1997, they're like, the Douchef family, like, all right, we're doing pretty good with this concrete plant. Let's make it bigger now.
Mm-hmm.
And the government doesn't want them getting too much closer to like the housing and stuff that's around there.
Neighborhoods, yeah.
So the government goes, why don't you offer to buy Marvin Thunderbolt Heemeyer?
It's right next door.
Property.
And also, he won't tie into the sewer line, so we can do 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah. And Heemeyer goes, yeah, all right. I'll sell it to you for $250,000.
Pretty good deal. He bought it for 42. And he didn't do any of the sewer tie-ins.
He bought it for 42 5 years earlier.
He's been making money on the property with Muffler Shop.
So they're talking about it, and he goes, all of a sudden, Heemeyer goes, actually, I had it reevaluated. I need an extra $125,000 for it.
Almost
bring it up to a nice solid $400,000. Sorry, that was bad math.
It's like
375.
Yeah, 370, something like that. It's in the 300s.
And they're like, oh, fuck, 375. Like, all right, whatever. I guess we do it. And he goes, I actually got it appraised again. You're not going to believe this. It's actually worth $450,000.
And they're like, fuck you. There's no way. He agreed to the first one, then changed his mind. I mean, this is just him being like petty, dude. It's petty bullshit. Actually, triple the value? No, not that either. So you don't want to sell it then, in other words.
So what did they do? They bought a plot of land across from him instead.
Whoops.
Really just keep throwing the concrete dust in this man's eyes.
Exactly right. And I think that's more to because when I first heard the story, I heard only the tertiary amount of like, yeah, they screwed him over, this and that. Maybe he was a little crazy. But the idea that they offered him 5 times, then 8 times, and then like 12 times the cost, he's like, no. Like, okay, well, you're just being very stubborn and petty at this point. He's like, I'm just a nice guy. I don't have any problems with anybody. They screwed me. It's like they offered you 10 times the amount of the property that you refuse to do a sewer tie-in when you still won't do it. You're being stubborn. You really are at that point. You have to be. Even if you hate the guy, if the guy's going to pay you that much money, he's not taking your family gravesite. He's taking your shitty muffler shop full of shit. You just pay him. Let him pay you.
Yeah. And eventually, he started fighting against it, got the community to be like, he was like, hey, look at all this. There's going to be more dust, more noise, more.
Yeah, we need to fight back against
people started backing him up a little bit.
But again, like, he's selling a false fight. He's like, oh, we all hate this, right? It's just his personal vendetta against Douche Chef. And he's like, oh, we all hate it, right? Yay. If you get 20 people involved, that's like, what, 10% of the town? That's a pretty good number of people to be upset about something.
Oh, it's fucking wild stuff. Yeah, eventually filed a lawsuit to make it so they couldn't expand their business.
Yeah, that didn't go far.
No, it did not.
So yeah, he files a lawsuit, and at that time, the town starts fining him, being like, we really told you, 5-6 years ago you need to tie the sewer in. We're actually going to have to enforce that now. They really hit him hard. They said, you have to pay $100 a month if you don't tie in. He goes, fuck you! I will not! I'm being oppressed by the government. You could have been $400,000 richer. I mean, you're mad about $100 a month. How dare
$100 a month? That's an extra muffler job a month he has to do.
How dare you? Yeah, I mean, the guy was so mad. He got a lawyer. He sued. Yeah, he likes to say he sued the town. He sued them. He's like, this is ridiculous. He ends up paying about $150,000 to the lawyer from the lawsuit to the fighting the town's ordinance against him. All this money. And it goes to the judge, and of course, it's a local judge. So then Heemeyer's like, of course, local boy. It's all an old boys club here. They're just here to screw me because I'm not from this town. And we haven't mentioned yet, there's a big family in this town that was there from day one called the Thompson family. So the great-grandfather of this family, he's one of the first people ever to go to this town, and his grandkids now are millionaires who own construction property, and they own a lot of properties in the town. And he goes, they are the ones that are on the town council, and they love Douche Chef, so they're all in it together. They're in cahoots. The Thompsons are in it with him. There's also another business owner, Gamble. There's also the newspaper guy who said he'd do a story on my muffler shop, and he never did. So he's on my shit list, too. And the newspaper guy's like, I showed up 4 times, you were never there. He's like, well, fuck you. I want a free ad in the paper. The guy goes, fine, you give a free ad. He goes, that ad sucked. You're a fucking asshole. So he hates Gamble. He hates newspaper guy. He hates the whole Thompson family. I'll see if I find a picture of these people. They hit the genetic. What's the anti-lottery? They look like
the anti-lottery.
They hit the lottery in money-wise, but they are just these old weirdos. Good old boys club. And he goes, this is it. The judge sees the case, and the judge obviously is like, dismissed. You can't sue for that. That's not happening. Like, this is just how it goes, man. I do it. And his lawyer goes, hey, buddy, you already paid me $100,000. I'm telling you, I'm not going to appeal it. And he goes like, why not? We'll bring it to a higher court. They'll see the truth in all this. And the lawyer's like, man, it ain't going to work. You're wasting your money. You're wasting my time, your time. It's over. And the guy goes, crooked lawyer. Another one of the good old boys. I knew it. I knew you're one of them.
Goddamn Morgan
if he was
and Morgan
going to appeal it
again.
If the lawyer was really milking him for money, he could have appealed it. It's another $50,000 right there.
Yeah, that lawyer could have brought all this to the Supreme Court if he wanted to.
The lawyer was like, I'm doing you a favor, man. This shit's over. This is over. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. The lawyer did get the town council to tighten up their assholes. They're like, oh, shit, there's like a lawyer in here. But it turned out that it was all on the up and up as far as the legality goes. So then he gets to that point. He's been fined $100 a month. They said, you have to fix the problem or it's going to be a problem for you. It's been dismissed. It's over for him. Now he's thinking, I just spent $150,000 on legal fees. I could have had half of that if I sold the property. He doesn't take a step back and go, fuck, this might be an uphill battle. I don't know what I'm doing here at this point. Let me be a happy man and just do it.
Well, now he goes, needs his money worth out of it.
No, I need to get my money back now. You made me waste money on a lawyer because you're mean to me. I had to fight back. So that brings us to 2001.
One?
Yeah, if we're going to get to there. I want to keep going.
Yeah.
How long are we on this segment?
29.
Almost half an hour.
All right, well, let's finish it. It's perfect. Finish it right here. Then he buys the dozer, and then we'll do our last segment here. So he goes, listen, I'm going to not cut my losses. I'm going to gain more ammunition. And he goes, I'm going to auction off the property. I'm not going to sell it. Auctions. I like to auction stuff. And he auctions off all the materials, all the mufflers, all the tools, the property and segments. He auctions it all off. Oh, sorry. This must be 2002 because he does...
Oh, yes, because in 2001 he gets in more trouble by doing something.
He does, sorry. 2002. This is post 9/11 work. This isn't a post 9/11
The final thing is finally the douche-chefs are like, all right, what if we tie you into the sewer for you?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. They offered him to tie in the sewer. Like, fine, just tie in. He goes, fuck you, douche-chef.
No. Fuck you. Because now, at this point, his shit tank is full.
And it wasn't for 80 grand. I think the tie-in was maybe like $5,000 at that point. They're like, we'll let you go through our property and tie in. And he was like, I would rather kill myself than tie into your property,
so
douche-chef.
What he does is he takes a fucking gas pump, hooks it up to his shit tank, and starts pumping it like in the back of the property into an irrigation.
This man has been wronged by the government.
So obviously you get some big shit for that. Literally.
Thank you, Dom. I forgot the two chefs were like, fine, just tie in. He's like, no.
They fined him $2,500 for that. Oh no, sorry. They caught him for that. Then they caught him trying to hook into someone else's sewer system illegally.
Oh my god, dude.
Fined him $2,500 for that. And they went, listen, it's been 9 years since you signed this thing saying that you would do this. You can't be pumping shit into your backyard.
We have to just...
You have to do this.
Yeah.
You know what he called it? By them making him look into it? A form of terrorism.
That's interesting that he would put it that way.
Yeah.
Due to the recent events that are going to happen pretty soon. So to wrap this segment up, yeah, it's 2002. He's realizing now, I got to start selling off property. So he has the auction. But during that time when he's auctioning off the property, he actually purchases... He goes to Fresno, California to a construction equipment auction. He loves auctions.
Loves the auctions. Loves the auctions.
Never buy anything on the books. No. Cash. Buy in Fresno. He buys a Komatsu bulldozer or a crawler tractor with bulldozer attachment in Fresno, California, and he has it shipped out. The thing's heavy as fuck to Colorado.
Yeah, 97,000 pounds.
That's gigantic. Thank you, Dom. That's gigantic. He has it shipped out.
It's a Komatsu D355A, which if you go on Google and type in Komatsu, the first thing that pops up is the D355A. They have excavators, they make rock trucks, front-end loaders. No, if you type in Komatsu on Google, the first thing that pops up is this model.
That's their Toyota Camry. That's their standard.
Yes, that's their Toyota. Yeah, well, it's their Bronco, is what it is, because it's infamous. It's not famous.
It's infamous. Yeah, it's a great point. It's infamous. It's famous, but it's infamous.
Yeah.
So he has the Komatsu at the property. He parks it on there. So there's an outlet that's all paved up, and there's a dirt road in the back, and he parks it there, facing Douche Chef's property, and just puts a for sale sign on it, and just parks it there. The auction happens. People buy off all his shit for the most part. The property itself, all they don't buy is the actual like the shop, the building, and the bulldozer. And he's like, it's a sign from God. It's a sign from God. If they didn't want me to do this, they would have bought the bulldozer, they would have bought the property, but unfortunately they did not. So he had to sell it independently to somebody else. Not the bulldozer, the shop. And that's where we'll take it after this commercial break. He starts to get to work, baby. He gets to... You gotta fight for your right!
Goth baddie.
Why didn't they get the message that they should not have put the concrete plant in town ever? Very subtle. This is just normal competition. You go to an auction and somebody outbids you. He would have been mad at anybody. Cody would have been mad at anybody. who would have bought the property? Anybody. But you got to go there with enough money. Otherwise, you're the problem. It's your fault that this happened, not mine. You know, you can blame me all you want. You can blame the FDIC. That isn't the problem. You have got to learn to get over it and move on.
You gotta fight for your right.
Fuck you, Dom. Grab your Schneeburgers and your no alcohol. And welcome back to Dylan Joe Basin Podcast. We're your hosts, Dylan Joe and Dominic, here for another glorious episode. On the train to 4 consecutive episodes with my presence. Does that mean on the 4th one? No, I got to do 4. Then the 5th one.
No. On the 4th one, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
right.
you only need to do 3. The 4th one is your one.
All right, all right. We're working hard. Everyone's got their heads down for another great episode with Marvin Thunderbolt Heemeyer and his infamous tractor, the Komatsu D355A, as in Heemeyer.
That's how
Let's
you
go,
do it.
guys.
That's how winning's done right there.
Joe, I like getting pumped up. I like getting pumped up. Yeah, it takes a good guy to pump a guy up like that.
Nails it again. It's the guy's fucking solid professional as
I'd
always.
bend over backwards for you.
I'll bend
Just
over
like
front.
Marvin Heemeyer would bend over backwards for
I have to
fucking
look at you.
anybody but his fucking neighbors, the douches.
That's my middle name.
The
Anybody
douche
but
chefs.
douche
Joe.
chefs.
Anybody but Collins.
But Collins. Yeah.
2002, he sells off the property after buying the Komatsu, and he basically says, "Hey, I'm gonna sell all the property off," and he only has the actual building itself and the dozer, and he goes, "Well, what am I gonna do? I gotta sell this property off too, the actual building." So he sells the main muffler shop to someone else in the town who's going to start working his own shop, and he goes, "Well, can I, since I sold this to you, can I rent out a garage on the property? That way I can like do my own work." Like, I mean, it would make me so sad that I'd be able to at least do some metal fabrication, some welding, this and that. The guy goes, "Oh yeah, sure. I know you'd be bored as hell." He goes, "Yeah. I'll pay you per month. I'll rent it out." He goes, "Oh, cool, sure." He goes, "All right, cool. I'm probably gonna store the bulldozer in there just for now, until I can find someone to sell." He goes, "Oh yeah. Get off the property. I don't want it there." He goes, "Oh,
I don't want to see that thing here. I got kids.
And he pulls it into the smaller garage that he now is renting, and he pulls it in there, and he goes, "It fits perfectly. It barely fit. It was like inches. It fit in." And Heemeyer goes, "Another sign from God.
Time to change the locks."
He goes, "Another sign from God. If God didn't want me to do this, He wouldn't let it fit. I tried to sell it. I tried to make. I mean, these are all signs from God." This is his words. I'm listening to his tapes, by the way, when I'm telling you this. Yeah. He said this. It fits in the door. He closes the door. "Never shall it be opened again until Judgment Day." He has a little bit of a canopy set up, a small television, a little bit of shower curtains, and then just all
because at this point in his life, he thinks it's a waste of time to go back to his house. When he can just
still has a house.
Garage.
Exactly, but he lives in this garage now. And also he installs cameras in the outside of his garage that he's renting, and he can clock out when people are doing their work and not. And the new owner of the property is like, "Yeah, we would leave at like 5, 6 o'clock, and then, he'd just be sleeping. And then as soon as we left, you wake up and I guess he start working. I mean, didn't make any noise. But as soon as they left, he'd start going to town, and Dom will take it from here."
And I want to say one more thing before I start talking about what he did.
Go ahead.
One day after the new property owners buy the property, they tie into the sewer.
They're like, "I don't want any trouble."
But what is
day?
What is Mr. Thunderbolt?
It was 9 years for him. One day for them.
While he's living in the garage, he keeps using the cement mixer barrel.
Of course, because now he's pot committed. He is cement mixer committed to this.
He's like, "Little do you guys know, I pumped out exactly what I needed for the next year and a half.
Just enough
to
shit to
the
fill
thing
the
back
cement.
up."
I've clocked how much shit and piss I need per year to time it out perfectly.
So over the next year and a half, he starts working on this bulldozer. And oh boy, does he do some crazy shit to this thing. Not just does he do crazy shit to it, he talks to people about, he's like, "I'm going to do this to this thing." And they're like, "Yeah, you're going to do that." and then no one saw a bulldozer again until one infamous day that Joe will talk about soon.
Yeah. They didn't. The bulldozer was out there for about a year with a for sale sign. Then they didn't see it again. I guess he took care of it or whatever. Who cares? But I want to mention before you go on, Dom. We mentioned earlier the guy has willpower. It's all he has. He is the most committed, motivated guy I've heard of in many years. Sorry, go ahead, Dom.
Yeah. So he starts doing some fabrication onto this machine, putting a half-inch thick steel plates on it, completely armoring
sandwich
the bulldozer
in between concrete. Yeah.
Don't worry, Dylan. Dom, I promise you, he knows.
Just making sure you didn't forget.
Yeah.
I was gonna forget to say that. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shit! I was gonna say that, but I was like, Dom will say it. Thank you. Dylan.
As soon as he started talking, I was like, I forgot.
Yeah, it was half-inch steel poured in his own concrete. By the way, he hates concrete so much now he's all about concrete.
Oh yeah, I wonder who he
turning
bought
back on
from.
it. Yeah, he probably bought it from Douche Chef.
Oh my God, so this is the same thing that happened with the fastest ever production jet-powered airplane, the SR-71 Blackbird, was built entirely out of titanium. Well, not entirely, there's other parts in there too, but like all the 100% of the titanium source for the SR-71 Blackbird, and every single one of them, there's like 75 of them, was from Russia, because the U.S. government created several fake businesses in the U.S. that were like, oh, we make dental equipment. We need, all this we need all this titanium for.
They just get all the metal and just melt it down.
Yeah, so the plane built to end the Cold War by spying on it was all the
Russia
titanium.
supplied it.
Russia supplied all the titanium. Couldn't have done it without
fantastic.
them. Yep.
I love shit like that. Dude.
So it's the same thing. He's
never
like,
feel it not.
Oh yeah,
that.
I've actually come around. I need like I don't know, let's like another 50,000 pounds of concrete.
We have a lot of
from you
fillings
guys
to
though,
make.
because you're right there. I feel like I owe it to you. Same thing. We did it with the Russians. He sounds like the type of guy that watched History Channel sometimes. I'm sure he knew the story.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I'm sure he did before
days
now, because right now,
It's-
all he has is a TV and a VCR in a garage, and he has 3 tapes. And we'll get into what those tapes are, but that's all he's watching.
The Killdozer, the SR-71 of 2001. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Listen to episode
right, so-
113 of the Dylan Joe Baseball Podcast if you want to learn more. .com.
So he starts putting these armored plates on it that he made, so much so that he can't he welds himself into the machine. Basically, there's no way in or out once the thing's done.
He
But
built
we're-
his own
he
lifting
mentioned
rig
the
just to
cameras.
lift up the steel because he didn't want to buy one that could lift steel
Yeah, had
plates.
to make his own because
He's a talented guy.
In 8 foot by 8 foot square plate, half-inch thick, weighs like 1,300 pounds.
That's wild.
So the machine already weighs 97,000 before he puts all this extra
With no
weight
plates,
on it.
no cement,
And that's without
nothing.
the concrete too.
Yeah, no concrete, nothing.
So he's like, how am I going to see when I'm in this thing? Well, he uses his camera knowledge, fits 3 cameras on it with a monitor inside, with 3-inch thick bulletproof Lexan glass in front of it. So they can't shoot his cameras.
And
He even has these nozzles for compressed air to blow the dust away from the glass.
That is
so he can still see.
insane, dude. When I heard that, I'm like, he even had air compressors to blow away the dust so his cameras would still work. And that's why they kept shooting in the fucking. Oh, wow, sorry. They wanted to get him, but they couldn't get him because it's not bulletproof glass and his face is in there. The cameras are in there, and they have little air hoses going. Psh, 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 psh. The guy's a genius at being insane.
That he didn't just armor it; he weaponized it too. He had gun ports on it with a 50 caliber rifle. Dylan, you're way better at this than I am. 308 caliber semi-automatic rifle and a 22. Which what the fuck's he doing with the 22? He just must have still had it. He's
I'll
like,
tell
I
you.
got a gun. I'm going to use it. Oh,
Yeah,
no, no.
57 too, but he didn't use that for the gun
Yeah,
ports.
well, that
yeah,
that
so
one
yeah,
didn't have-
yeah.
that one didn't have a gun
I don't want to
port.
spoil anything.
So yeah, the 50 cal, the 308, and then the 22 LR, which is a little different than a 22.
That's a slightly longer round, right? All right,
Yeah,
long
yeah,
rifle?
exactly.
Is that what
Yeah.
LR stands for?
No,
No,
it's long
it's
range.
about the cartridge, right?
Yeah, it's about the
More,
22
long
LR is
range.
powder, more powder.
longer. Yeah, exactly. So it's a good gun. It's a great gun.
He had incendiary rounds too for the 50 caliber.
Jesus.
He also had 3 handguns and enough food and water to last him a week.
And he added air conditioning.
Yes. There's one thing he didn't add.
Well,
to
he
it,
needed
though.
that because he sealed the whole thing up in a steel box. He would have no air. He would run out of oxygen without air conditioning.
Yeah. There's one thing he didn't add to it, though. A sewer system.
And he refused to because that's his
He's going to die on that.
I'm never going to tie in. He had food and water for a week, but nowhere to shit. This is such a Heemeyer way to deal with things.
And Joe's going to get into what he did with this machine in a second, but before you
Dom, what is the power of a Komatsu, by the way? Like what is
get talking
this
the
one has a
engine.
410 horsepower.
Yeah. What are we dealing with without the steel plates? Like what can it do on its own, you know?
So
Yeah, let's talk about top speed, acceleration,
Top speed,
gas
please.
mileage, gas
Top
tank
speed is
capability.
8 miles a gallon. Sorry, top speed 8 miles an hour.
Nice.
These things are not made for speed; they're made for pushing forever and ever and ever. I mean, the D355A can handle almost 20 cubic yards of dirt in front of it. It can continuously push it, and a cubic yard of dirt is roughly a ton. So this thing can push 20 tons of material.
Wow.
Nice.
And obviously,
these
for the
things
folks out
don't
there,
stop.
It has treads. It doesn't have tires.
You could go through fire with these. You can go through anything. You can go through water. Everything's sealed up. You can do fucking anything.
Yeah,
The one thing it's not good at is driving on asphalt. Not because it can't do it, but because he's going to be going like this inside the entire time.
It's not built to go on nice smooth roads.
Even on dirt, they're not the most comfortable things to be operating.
Mm-hmm. Don, do you own one?
Do I own one? No.
Yeah.
Have I moved them many times? Yeah, I know how to move one.
So you know how
Interesting
what it
fact
feels like
about
to be in the
dozers.
cockpit.
Tell us
what
about
it's
him.
like to be in a
What's it like?
Komatsu.
What's it like driving?
This is the kind of inside knowledge that people can't get.
Yeah,
from
how do you
watching
steer
I'm
it?
gonna
How
tell
do
one very
you
interesting
press the
thing about
gas?
crawler
How do you
track.
change the
That's
oil?
exactly what I'm telling you about, Dylan. Is how to press the gas.
Hell yeah, dude! Let's hear
It
it.
doesn't have an accelerator pedal.
Really?
It has a decelerator pedal.
Oh, so once it goes,
So
and you can
when
slow
your
it down.
foot is off the pedal, you're at full throttle.
Just keep
If
going.
you want to idle it down, you
Let's
step
go full
all the way
throttle,
down the
Julia.
pedal. Full throttle.
So if you're drunk driving this thing and you accidentally fall out of it because you got to throw up or something, it just keeps going.
It'll just keep going.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is an interesting take. Obviously, construction materials are different than usual cars, but the idea that when you put pressure on it, it stops. It always wants
Yes,
to
and it's
go.
the only type of machine that's like that.
Wow.
It's the only type of construction equipment like that.
Seems
And usually,
dangerous in the
I don't
hands
know
of someone
exactly
who's
what
a
the-
psychopath.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the steering is for this one, but sometimes it's just a handle like this. You just go forward or back. Sometimes it's levers you do your fingers. Sometimes it's not like a tank where you're going like this. It's
Okay,
usually
so
just
you
one
can't control the
localized
treads
thing.
independently. Like you can't go like left, right,
You
spin.
can if you push.
That's how you
like,
steer it.
If you push far to turn far left, the left track basically
It
goes
will-
backwards to turn it really fast.
Yeah, to spin. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Because it has to be able to spin a little bit.
Are there any
They spin
exposed
pretty good.
hydraulic lines or anything? Like,
No,
Not
really.
counting the pneumatic
there
lines
would
he
be.
added to blow dust away. He custom
There
made.
would be exposed hydraulic lines for like mostly just the pistons to lift the blade up and down. That's it. But he armored all that.
Yeah,
There
he
wasn't
thought
an
of
issue.
that. He thought of the blow dust. He definitely thought of making sure they can't
Yeah.
stop him from pulling.
Which
the
also,
hose.
if he had the blade down and they shot the hose and it started leaking, as long as he doesn't, if it's depending on which hose it is, as long as he doesn't lift the blade up, it's only going to like weep out oil. It's not going to shoot it out like crazy.
weeping, the
Yeah.
havoc he weeps.
how many
Any other
gallons of oil does it take?
Depends on the size of the engine. Engine oil, probably somewhere between 5 and 10 gallons of oil for the engine.
Jesus, the oil.
How many?
Gas.
How many? Yeah, diesel wise, how many?
He said, "quote unquote."
Did he
I had
add more
enough gas
tanks?
that I could last for at least a day and a half?
If he
That's
keeps
what
it
he
in low gear,
He
Continuous.
said he
and
gassed it
he's
up for
not-
a full
and he's
24
not-
hours.
Day and a half.
That's what he
before-
said. I don't know.
oh, it probably
Before
has.
refueling.
But obviously, all the weight is going to add to the gas burning.
Yeah,
up
but
faster.
you can really milk those things and like not use a lot of gas. There's a
Yeah.
I know for the Cat D8L, which is bigger than this thing,
Okay.
If you really, really push it, you could use 100 gallons of fuel in a day. But if you
How
milk
much does
it,
it hold though? Does it hold 100?
like
gallons?
150. Well, the
Fuck
D8L, if like you could use almost an entire tank in 8 hours if you really push the thing.
Yeah.
If you
but
take
wanna
your time,
make
you
it
could use
easy.
in 8 hours use like a third of the tank.
Damn. So he really was ready for a full day affair.
Yeah.
Dom, do you think electricity will ever replace the diesel engine?
No.
When it comes to this type of equipment?
And
For this?
where is the
No.
gas tank then? It's like under the cab or something. Like where could it be?
It's probably
Still
behind it.
behind it. So he just
it's kind of
the
built
steel
into
plates
it.
are like,
Yeah.
hey, you're not going to catch me here or whatever.
Yeah. And also, his one had a ripper on the back of it, which is like a giant
Yeah, I
metal
saw that.
tooth.
Why would you keep that?
That's a good point. He had
More
a ripper
weight.
on it.
He can
More
push
weight.
through stuff better with the
Real
weight on it.
Giles Corey shit.
Also, if he really wanted to be
More
even a bigger
weight.
asshole, if I was him and I was doing this, I would be like, why am I not ripping the roads apart? Too?
Yeah, exactly. Just put that fucker down.
That
While
thing
you're
will go
going.
right through the asphalt and pull through it like nothing.
It's like Radiator Springs, right, Dom?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Radiator Springs. Excellent fucking visual. Yeah.
Tear it up.
Yeah, honestly, he'd have to grease it first because you don't want to get out halfway through your rampage and have to grease the machine.
I mean, yeah, it'd be embarrassing. By the way, he built this for a year and a half. I mean, by the time he was done with it, it was 2 years of him making.
Yeah.
He was just all he was doing was smoking cigarettes, eating, I guess, eggs, and just watching 3 tapes, doing this every day of his life. All the money he got. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say one word. Fucking fun, dude.
Yeah.
And what happened to the girlfriend?
She broke up with him because he went insane and started building a killdozer in his garage.
Yeah, here we go. Fuel. This one had a 200-gallon fuel tank.
Jesus Christ, that'll do it.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, no. During the time where he was obsessed with fighting the government, and she started to be disillusioned with him because he stopped being fun and started being 4chan insane, which is a lot of. This is what happens to guys that hate the government a lot of times. I agree with their sentiment at first. When they start spiraling, they start losing their family, losing their friends, losing their romantic partners, all on the pursuit of hating 5 men who have more power than them. You start to lose your mind and lose the grip on reality. And I think for sure Mr. Heemeyer started to do that. And everyone who cared about him stopped talking to him for the most part during this period. And he would blame the local government, but he's a little bit to blame when you shun away all your friends and family and you focus on one sole idea by yourself in a garage watching 3 videotapes. Jeff, if you're listening, I hope you're doing all right. Talking about you, buddy. But anyways, so he does this whole thing, and he thinks ahead because obviously he's building this thing not to do a new construction project. If you guys know anything about the Killdozer we're doing the podcast about right now, he's going to do something with this thing. It's going to be a little bit catastrophic.
Oh, yeah.
But he thinks ahead. First of all, he takes all the money he has, besides just the pittance to pay for food and obviously the supplies he has to kind of ship into his garage. I also like he's just moving stuff in here, being like, "Hey, don't mind me." And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, hey buddy." Yeah, what's up?
You keep getting.
He's moving in like cement
you get
bags
2
and
shipments of half-inch plate every day for the past year and a half. What are you doing?
all these pneumatic tubes and shit, ammunition, whatever else. And
We have footage of you going to Radio Shack. What is going on here?
the guy's not stupid. He wills. Not only does he will the rest of his money, but he actually pays all the money he has from the sale to his father and his siblings. He independently gets it $50,000 at a time over the next 2 years. So that's their money, their money, their money. So that by the time that he breaks this thing out, he doesn't have any money. So he goes, they can't come after me for any money because it's already gone. They can't get after my family for money because it's not my money, it's their money. So he purposefully made himself poor to fuck them over. Like, fuck you, I'm poor. You can't take anything from me. Like, he's so well planned out with this. He's so angry. He's like, I'm just gonna figure it all out. All the money's gone, and then he puts on a cassette tape recording. Yeah, people said I should record it on a video camera, but I'm gonna record it on a cassette tape.
I already used those. I don't have it. They're in the thing.
He records his whole manifesto on a cassette tape and leaves it in the garage for someone to find later.
I feel pretty worthless. And I know I probably shouldn't, but to know that for 10 years, the people in the town of Granby did not want me there. And the fact that I was making good money by the 99, within, 6 years after I started that business, that I was making a pretty good income, I'm sure made them very jealous. I'm sure everything about me made them jealous. I'm sorry that they felt that way. That is a bad way to feel. I wasn't trying to keep up with the Joneses, I know. I say that, maybe that's not true. I was always trying to be the Joneses. Do it my way. Look at me. See what I do. This is what I've done. You all have the opportunity to do what I've done. I haven't done much. I graduated from high school to 28th of my class of 29. There's no big deal. I wasn't intelligent. I wasn't smart. I wasn't stupid. But I wasn't educated. I didn't have the knack to sit in the classroom and be a bookworm. I don't know why. I may have. I don't know why. But God built me maybe clear back in the 4th grade when I broke my arm. Because that's when my grades started falling off. I don't know. He had this planned clear back then. Maybe, if you believe in predestination, which I do, maybe it was planned before I was born. I don't know. I don't understand predestination that much, but I do believe in it. So here we are, and I am at peace with what I am about to do. I have to be. And although I've wrestled with it for years, and God gave me this last winter off again because He knew that I wasn't strong, and that was so unique that this didn't get done last year. How the sale of the business kind of interrupted my progress on my my Marv Komatsu. What did I call it? I got a name for it. Oh, my MK tank. That I didn't get the old MK tank done last fall is amazing because it should have happened. But God has His timing, His plans made out, and they're to be, and it looks like it's going to be. Because the one thing that I have wanted to do is get caught. I had hoped that somebody would catch me, and that this whole thing would stop, and that would be a good sign for me not to do it. I've hoped. I haven't played the lottery a lot, but I've hoped that I would win the lottery. And I could forget this whole thing. I could move on because then I would have my $300,000 and I would have my life back and I could live the way I want to live.
And they do find it. And that's why we know a lot of it, what went on, because he says this is the story and God would have stopped me, but He didn't. So it's meant to be. It's God's will. I need to, I'm a decent man. I had no malice. But you push a man too far. A man can be as nice as he can be evil, is one of his statements. And I was like, wow. And he knew his purpose was solid, because over those last 3 years, if God didn't want him to do it, God would have stopped them. But God never stopped them. At one point, 2 inspectors walked into his garage and be like, what do you got going on in here? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm just on the property. I'm a muffler guy, this and that. They go, oh, what's behind that big tarp there? And he goes, oh, there's a new engineer. He's working on a project where he's trying to super cool an engine and work with the cooling system so he can actually make it more efficient for the engine. And I'm trying to help him out with that. And they're like, oh, yeah? And he goes like, they bought it. Another sign that God wants me to do this.
They bought it.
Was he Ferris Bueller? They bought it.
Heemeyer's Day Off.
Heemeyer's Day Off. That's what you're going to call this episode. That's the name of the episode. That's exactly what it is. You nailed it.
Heemeyer's Day
It's so true. Let's get into the day off, Dom. Unless you want to do more specs.
Yeah, his big day off.
Unless you guys have more questions about a bulldozer, I'm ready to move on.
I think you did a very good job of describing all of the specs, as it were. So it's June 4th, 2004, a day that will live in infamy. We're midway through Operation Shock and Awe in Iraq. This guy could care less.
He's got his own shock and awe.
Air Force veteran could not care about the state of United States geopolitics at this time. It's all local Granby politics or else. Let's go down the list what he's mad at before we let this thing rip. Don, what do we got?
We've got the guy who almost didn't pay him $124 for a muffler.
One.
Chef yelling at him for buying the property.
2.
The government that the
sewer
news
tie-in.
reporter, the news reporter that didn't want to legalize.
Oh, the news
gambling.
reporter, he didn't want to run. 3.
The
sewer
local
tie-in?
government for making him tie into the Dusif again.
That's 4.
For buying property around him.
5. Now I'm starting to agree with him now. It's 5 things in.
His own attorney for telling him
Screwed
that
him.
it's useless.
Didn't appeal. That's 6.
And anyone else who got in his way.
Yeah, all the members of the town council gamble.
Probably whoever caught him trying to tie into someone else's sewer line. Definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah. 7. Gamble, one of the town councilors. He runs the hardware store. He's on the shit list. He's part of the problem. The Thompson family, who runs the town,
that got behind him to go against the concrete plant expansion that eventually changed their minds and were for it.
Oh yeah, there you go. They're on the list too. And don't forget the Thompson family, who runs half the town. They're big on the shit list. That's a good old boys club. And they're friends with the judge who dismissed his case, and they're on the shit list too.
And let's just check off the one person, even though it's not listed, that he's probably okay with. The guy who bought his property so he could complete God's
no problems with that guy
to build this contraption.
And all the snowmobile boys, there's about 20 of them. He loved all of them. Never had a problem with them in his life.
Yep.
In the documentary, all people at the snowmobile club, they're like, we love him. We got nothing bad to say about him. He was a great guy. Like, they just love the guy. He got us all these new bumpers. He's a fun guy. He was always looking out for you. He was a good guy.
Playing rescue missions, sick shit.
Playing rescue missions. Yeah, guy that likes him a lot. The guy he saved from the avalanche.
Yeah,
loves him.
Huge fan. Never saw it coming.
Even his ex-girlfriend, she was like, "Hey, I
get it.
I mean,
yeah,
I love him. It's just he went crazy. What are you gonna do? I love him.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? It happens, you know. Fucking shit. We all hate the RMV. We all hate fucking taxes. I get it.
Yeah, he's the man of the people in that way.
He's a man of the people.
In that way only. So then it comes June. Actually, no, that winter he stops working on the titular Killdozer, and he goes, "God told me I should take some time off." So the whole winter he goes
time.
He goes snowmobiling with the boys, the gang. They're like, "Hell yeah, Heemeyer, what's up?" He's like, "Have you been busy since your retirement?" He's like, just doing what I gotta do, and all of that. Let's not get into it too much. He wants to go snowmobile.
A little mission from God here.
Yeah. Making the day go by.
Snowmobiling, huh? You by the campfire of snowmobiling. He's like, "You guys ever want to kill everyone whoever wronged you?" What? Oh, nothing. Just snowmobiles.
What about destroying property? That's not.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right?
We're cool with that, right? Yeah.
Taxation is theft, right? We can all agree with that, right?
Have you guys ever heard about the flood in Noah and how he saved everyone during his actions?
The righteous.
I want to do something sort of like that, almost completely different in every way.
Yeah, but sort of like an arc.
That with 50 caliber rounds.
It's like an arc, but a little different. Can't really have an arc boat in this area.
He went to Florida to hang out with some family members. And he was wearing the old shark fin flippers with torpedo power. You guys remember this thing they used to have when we were kids?
Yes, I do.
They had the goggles with the shark fin, and he had the shark flippers
and the gloves.
There's a picture of him wearing those. That's fun.
No, what? There's a video.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Wait, are you fucking serious? I thought you were just like being funny.
Wait, they made those for adults too?
No, he was wearing the kids one.
Okay.
They didn't really fit him. But yeah, also his father passed away, who he paid all that money for. So he went up there to visit his family for what he thinks is the last time. And he buried his father, and all the money is still there. And they're like, "Oh, all the money you paid." And he goes, "Hey, don't worry about that. I'll ask you later. I'm going to go home for some time now." He goes home that summer, June 4th, 2004. The Killdozer emerges from its slumber. Right out the gate, boom. By the way, it fit in when it was in earlier, right? Not now. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
So he just the first thing he destroys, the garage he's been living in. Boom! Right out the gate, thing explodes. And I mean, we can look up how much it weighs now, but Dom said it weighed like, multiple tons before.
Right, like 150 now or something, right? Like,
now it weighs like a house.
Yeah.
It's a house on treads, I should say.
Probably fucking
he rolls
heavier than
through
a house.
there. Immediate left turn towards the concrete place. First order of business.
He's been practicing that one in his
He's been practicing the drive in his sleep. I mean, by the end of the story, you'll know he can barely see the camera, whatever. He memorized this trip he was going to take. He had no stops. This is the trip I'm doing. I've been thinking about it for 2 years. That's all I've been thinking about. I don't care about my family, my friends, my wants, my needs, my girlfriend who left me. All I care about is dealing this mission. He's like, I mean, it's funny that he said terrorism. He basically is a terrorist. Can make his life dedicated to destruction of property, revenge. So he does. He goes straight left, right for the concrete plant, and he starts plowing through the concrete plant. Go, whoa, 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 whoa! They're slow down. I mean, these guys don't have no idea what's going on. Besides, it looks like a bulldozer with a giant metal castle on top of it made of steel. They're like, what the fuck? They start plowing through it. They yell at a douche chef. They go, douche chef, this guy's destroying property. He goes, what the fuck? Someone give me a gun. They hand him a handgun. He starts firing at the thing. It's not doing shit. That does
doing exactly what it was designed to do.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, throw pebbles at a fucking car.
Yeah, and then some of these people started throwing shit into the treads and like.
Yeah, they started putting steel pipes.
Work.
They tried. They're like it'd be wrapped up like spaghetti, and then they put it in there. Nothing, just through, no problem.
Too much power. You're not gonna stop that.
Tearing through it. So then Duchef goes, I'm gonna get my biggest loader, and I'm gonna stop him right now, because Duchef hates him too. He gets up there. He gets in his biggest front end loader. Big scoop. The biggest one they have, and he goes, and Duchef puts the scoop down. He's like, I'm gonna get him right in the treads. I'm gonna lift him up, and I'm gonna stop him from doing this. By the way, no one's been injured. He's just destroying property. It's so slow, 8 miles per hour max speed. They're all just like, no, like everyone can get out of the way. He's destroying property, destroying all this shit. And Duchef himself, he's like, I'm gonna be the one, like Alexander riding into Syria, just like I'm gonna be the one to lead the charge. He leads it in there. He hits the scoop in the bottom of the treads, smashes his head on the windshield, knocks himself out.
Yep. I don't know what he thought he was going to accomplish with that.
He knocked himself out trying to stop him. It didn't stop him at all. He just kept going.
But also, Heemeyer started shooting at this point, too. So he was shooting at the
No, he does
loader.
it after the cops arrive, as far as I know. I don't think he shot yet.
He shot at the front end loader, it says.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right, because he started shooting into the scoop of the front end loader.
Also called the bucket.
I'm sorry, the bucket. You're right. He started shooting in the bucket, and that's when Duchef bailed and he ran away, because at that point he woke up from his knockout slumber, and he woke up from that. He started letting up the 50 cal rounds into the bucket, and then Duchef was like, all right, fuck it. Now I'm mad. It's the fucking bucket. I'm calling the police. They already called the police, but yeah, you're right, Dylan, because at that point he spins away from that. The police start running up. They start shooting shotgun rounds at it, realizing it's not doing shit. And then the first officer on scene goes back to his car, gets a rifle out, which, of course, this is an emergency situation. This is some kind of like crazy madman terrorism thing. But you got to imagine these Granby police were like, fuck yeah, dude, I could use the rifle. The shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
I never get to use this shit. I never get to use my police-issued rifle. I'm never going to get to use it. And now they're like, this is nice. Aim for the portholes, boys. Not knowing it's full of, what was the material, Dom? It's like,
bulletproof Lexan, 3 inches thick.
Yeah,
and again, they don't realize he's not on the other side of that. He's completely encased. They just
think like his face is like right there. They just keep shooting at that. So they're shooting at that. And as more police officers arrive, they get behind Jersey barriers on the property, lining up with the rifles.
That'll fucking work. Yeah.
No, she's fine. And so Duchef goes over to the sheriff, and he goes, he's not even in that thing. It's being remote controlled. He's somewhere on the hills there. It's Heemeyer. You gotta get after him. He starts yelling at the sheriff, Heemeyer is in these hills. You have to get him. And so he's like, I don't know. Look at the hills. And he doesn't believe that he's in the machine, because it's just insane that it even be possible. He spools it around, and he's facing the opposite way of these sheriffs behind the Jersey barriers, and he starts firing off 50 caliber rounds into the Jersey barriers. They're like, whoa, hey, no. They get away from it. He doesn't kill anybody, spins it around, starts heading towards them with the kill.
Yeah, he's not going to kill anyone. He's not a monster.
Well, he missed. but he starts heading towards them. And that's when the sheriff goes, in the interview, he goes, he headed right for them. He could have killed them. Like, yeah, if they didn't move, they had like 10 minutes to figure it out. They moved.
It's like an Austin Powers with Steamroller. The guy's like, stop.
He did have like a 50 caliber tailpipe going on. I think that was like, yeah, but watch out for the back end. And during that time, people were trying to climb up on the thing. They couldn't get onto it. They're like, we can't find a way in. And then he leaves the concrete factory. Then he head towards Town Hall. Mission
He takes
number
a left
2.
onto a Gate Avenue and headed south towards Town Hall at
needs
5
to
miles
deal
an hour.
With the Town Hall. They've wronged him as well. They let Duchef do what he has to do. So he's heading down there. And we'll put the videos up of what we have because the news didn't get in there till later. But like the image of all these cop cars just trying to surround him, but he just keeps going and they can't stop him. He's just an unstoppable force. They're just kind of coasting by him. It's almost like 2 fighter jets next to a Boeing 747 being like, we can't take you down, but like, you're not going anywhere.
We're here.
And they're shooting all over the place. They start calling in SWAT teams. They start calling in the National Guard. They're like, we need more firepower. They actually get their sharpshooter, another sheriff guy, to get in a sniper rifle. He starts shooting at it. It's not doing shit. When they interviewed this guy, he had a stuffed polar bear behind him, so this guy knows how to shoot stuff that's big. Not the case this time. Not going to get through the hide of this thing.
Don't forget that on the way there was a reverse 911 call, so all the residents were told to evacuate. And
Very
then
good point.
under Sheriff Glenn Trainer.
That's just assistant manager sheriff, yeah.
Assistant manager.
Or the sheriff who does most of the work. The sheriff is a political figure, so yeah, under
right.
sheriff.
So the assistant manager Glenn Trainer climbed the top of the bulldozer and rode it like a bronc buster, trying to figure out a way to get a bullet inside the dragon.
Well, he saw the air
and a
conditioner
bronc
unit.
buster.
Yeah.
So a bronc buster is someone who rides a fucking bull or whatever. So
like
imagine him riding it with
Or
his
a
hand up in
bronco.
the air, like in Dr. Strangelove and How I Love the Bomb when he rides it all the way down. And he also he dropped a flashbang down the exhaust pipe.
Yeah, I think once the SWAT team showed up, they had flashbangs with them, and they started throwing them into the. It wasn't the exhaust pipe; it was the air conditioner unit with the fan on the top of it.
Okay, all right, cool.
Because he figured, well, this is where the air's coming in, so let's drop these down there. But again, Heemeyer thought of that. He thought of all of this. You could just drop a flashbang in a room.
2 years to
He
figure
thought
this
of
thing out.
everything. He knew he was going to drop flashbangs. He knew that the flashbang didn't even get to him. All just smoke came out, and he was loud as fuck, but it didn't affect him at all. He kept trucking.
Cab trucking. So then to town hall.
My favorite part is that like once they realized they couldn't stop, they're like, we just have to stay with him. Again, so slow. They're like jogging next to him. Like, all right, just
guys
stay
walking
here.
around. Oh, there he is. But Dylan's right. They did a reverse 911 call, and the first thing that people thought when they're like in the library in the town hall, they're like, "Oh, we should like shelter in place because it's like an active shooter." It's like, no. What you want to do is leave immediately. It's only at 8 miles an hour. If you run, you'll be safe. If you stay there, you'll be fucking dead. So they had to like actually leave the building they were in, which is the opposite thing you think you're going to do during a situation like this. You want to like shelter in place, but no, you have to leave. And luckily, everyone evacuated the town, and he just went to town on the town. He
With the
ripped
town on
hall
the town.
Ripped that down.
So yeah, he
hit
fucked
the
up the town
library.
hall. Fucked the town hall, and then went right to the savings bank to the corner of it where a woman who is part of the zoning board worked to go take out that corner.
Boom, get you. He went to the newspaper building. That guy who screwed him ripped that one down too. He was on the hit list. The hit list, not of killing people, of destroying property. He just destroyed all that shit. After he destroyed the newspaper building, he headed towards the Thompsons' house, the family house, the family that's the richest family in town that owns it, that was part of the board that screwed him. He goes and the Thompsons call their mother, get her to leave the house. He goes ahead and just destroys their family home. And then he starts to destroy their property on there. Then he turns towards the construction yard of the Thompsons. That's when the older brothers are like, what the fuck's he doing here? We gotta get our machines out of here. Starts tearing that apart. Again, he's got cinder blocks and dust all over himself at this point. It's just like parts of buildings are on top of it, but it keeps trucking. And his little air hoses are blowing away so the cameras can see where he's going. Keeps trucking. Now he's going towards Independent Propane, which is a large propane manufacturer on the edge of town next to a retirement facility. And this is where they start to lose the rebel hero thing, because he goes there, doesn't try to crush it. He spools up and starts firing off incendiary rounds at the propane tanks, trying to explode them. And they're like, this is a major issue. It's gonna be like a national terror event if he blows this shit up. Luckily for the town, because of the fact that that back thing on it, Dom, what's that called? The thing on the back, like
The Ripper.
The Ripper has been cranked to the side, so he's letting up incendiary rounds into the Ripper and just blowing them up right in front of the tank. You can see the video, just smoke flying up, but because it's so steel-plated, he's not hurting himself, but he's not hitting the tanks, which would have been a much bigger deal if he did hit the tanks. He never hit the tanks. He was shooting himself at that time. And then he gives up on that and keeps trucking. But during that time, they bring up these construction equipments, which I try to remember the name of them.
Equipment?
Earth mover scrapers. Scrapers, I believe they're called. So these
scrapers are these giant fucking things that are used for it's technically two pieces. The front piece is the cab, the engine, and the wheels. Then there's like a big trailer hitch goes to the back part. The thing can scoop like the dirt that the dozer can push. The scrapers they dig into the ground and carry it with them. So they're even stronger. But rubber tires, not tracks.
It's like cool with the blade like under the cab, right?
No, that's a grater.
Yeah. Okay.
The blade is like behind the cab, but before the back wheels.
Yeah.
Like the middle part is like skinny with the giant blade, and the back is like wheels.
It's basically hauling it. It's basically the scraper part is basically a trailer behind it.
Okay.
But these things are heavy as shit and powerful.
They don't use them out here because there's not enough room for them.
Yeah. So the construction company brings two of those out to be like, let's just block them out. Like put like basically two buses between a Prius, but they put two scrapers between a Killdozer, and one of them parks at the edge of the propane station, and he just pushes it right out of the way like it's nothing. I mean, it weighs a shit ton. It's to move earth, and it just pushes right out of the way. And they're like, well, the recordings are crazy on 911. They're like, what the fuck? He just pushed me right out of the way. What the fuck's going on? Everyone's freaking out. Obviously, it's terrifying. But yeah, these things are gigantic, and they're using them. They're basically sacrificing them to stop them, and they're not doing shit. Right out of the way.
So this is at the point where the
left the
state police.
yard.
Yeah, he left there.
State police are already
happened.
on scene. Yeah.
They're already on scene.
SWAT is on scene at this point, I believe. Their SWAT's just arriving.
And so they're out of options. So they're like, all right, Governor Bill Owens, what do we do? And he's like, well, maybe we could use an Apache with Hellfires on it. Or,
could we use the military to destroy this thing?
Yeah,
like
or a two-man fire team with a Javelin anti-tank missile, which is what they use to.
These are all good ideas on how to take.
Great ideas, and he denied doing this until recently. He's like, yeah, I thought about it. He just thought that there would be collateral damage with a missile.
He's probably
strike
right.
in the heart of Granby.
Yeah.
But it would have been so fucking cool.
No one thought about that though. On the scene, even after he pushed out the scraper, he's headed towards the rest of the buildings downtown. They're still firing off rounds. They brought in 50 caliber sniper rifles and they're shooting at it constantly. And I'm thinking at this point, it's like a high speed chase. Like, just let it go, man. Like all you're gonna do is accidentally shoot a civilian or ricochets into kills. Like
shooting it's not gonna do anything.
Why do you keep shooting it? Just because you want to shoot? Like all you're gonna do is hurt somebody by mistake. The last thing you want to do is shoot a civilian. And you're gonna blame it on the Killdozer, be like, but you shot it. Like don't shoot civilians. Just like let them do it. It's all property damage. Everyone's gone. It's tragic. Let's stop him. But like let's not like keep shooting active ammunition at the Killdozer. Like it's not working. Stop shooting metal pieces as fast as you can. To me, it just seems so dangerous to keep shooting at it. Like why even do that? Just let it ride. Just let it spin itself out.
But it just would have been so cool to see an Apache show up, and then he sees it and he's like, shit, this is the Apache's probably gonna.
that would have been
that
awesome.
Might just fucking do it. It
and
might
I
not
think it
either.
would.
I don't know. I mean, it's possible. You'd have. I mean, I don't know. I know
I
that.
Feel like I don't know
anti-tank
for sure, but
teams.
I feel like anti-tank weaponry would have done the job. I mean, obviously the thing is amazing for construction equipment, but like, tanks don't have concrete on the panels because they have like super high tech like Kevlar and shit to stop it. That's lighter and not like full of like construction equipment. Like, obviously, attack helicopter missiles are more powerful than a guy can fabricate in his garage.
Oh yeah, that and then little known fact, most like way higher than like 90% of all tanks that were destroyed in World War II were not tank on tank. It was anti-tank first tank.
Sure.
So it was like a two-man team with a fucking. It looks like a howitzer or something only smaller, and it shoots a super high velocity round that penetrates the armor, then explodes. So it's like throwing a
exploding
dart
inside it.
Yeah. So it shoots like a round that's huge, but that shell that like casing separates.
That's
and
just
it's
like
literally
the sneak.
that's why they call it a
Trojan horse.
javelin. That's why I call it javelin, because it has to get that fast. It has to be encased in like a really big thing, and then it breaks apart, and then it's just a javelin going straight towards the tank, and then it penetrates it, and then fucking blows up inside.
Yeah, that would have done the job.
Those are what killed most tanks in World War II, not like a Sherman versus a fucking Panther.
Yeah,
or Tiger.
But they didn't. They didn't have the time to bring all their forces to bear. Because then he goes back into town again.
That's why an Apache was a good option, because that could be there in fucking 5 minutes.
Yep. They should have pulled it. So then it was also the other guy, Gambler. Gamble is his name. Which he loved gambling, apparently. You guys said
so many
Gamble, the guy he didn't like.
Gambles.
And he pulls towards his hardware store. Another person needs to ruin. And he pulls into the hardware store, rips the roof out from the front, and then he starts pulling to the side, and he starts tearing down the building from the side, which you can only do with a bulldozer. Be like, I'm just going to take the whole strongest part out at once.
Take the whole wall out here. I'm going to eat the whole thing.
But here's the thing. Only people who worked for Gamble Hardware knew that they actually had a basement in the hardware store to store supplies. So as he's tearing the wall down bit by bit, they pull the scraper behind him to make it so he can't back up. And as he's pulling the wall down, the Killdozer dips into the basement. Kung! I don't care where you're going. You can't go up. You can't go down.
It's almost like something that weighs over 100,000 pounds.
Can't
just go over a regular floor with a hole underneath it.
So that was what stopped him, and that now he just stuck in there, and now they have time to plan, like, how are we going to get to him? Now he can't move. What's he going to do? And that becomes the final resting place of the Killdozer as we go through our story here. He got most of everything in there. At that point, now that he's stuck in the basement, they start to bring in explosives. They put explosives on the side of it. They try to go to the top. Don already mentioned the top hatch has been welded shut from the inside. Only that suicidal people would do, because you can't get out even if you want.
Which, by the way, would have been a fucking shit show being inside welding that thing, because sparks are falling down on you.
It must have been
gets super high. I can't
already
fucking imagine.
committed at that point. Yeah, it's just fine. But they couldn't get.
Also,
in.
it would be the hardest part of welding, because welding underneath something is the hardest way to weld. Welding in water.
Master welder. So yeah, when they put the first plastic explosive on the side to try to bust in through the side of it, they said all it did was change the color. Like, it didn't do shit. They put it on the top. It still didn't do shit the second time. But now the Killdozer's been powered down, so at this point it's not, their engine's not running, and they're just thinking, like, we just need to get this guy out of here. And after, like, I think it was an hour of them trying to do that, they're like, well, if he's not dead now, he will be, because he's going to run out of oxygen, because they destroyed the fan, destroyed everything else. And by reports of more than one person, they heard one single gunshot go off inside, and they're like, whoa, back up, because the 50 cal is still pointed out the back of it this whole time. I guess they're trying to, like...
They're just hoping that he's...
They're just hoping it doesn't start going off. They hear one single shot, and eventually they have to get in a cutter, like a... What do you call it?
Acetylene
torch.
Yeah. They cut the thing open, and they finally get the hatch off of it. And they look in there, and apparently he put a .357 Magnum in his mouth and then pulled the trigger, and that was the end of Mr. Heemeyer.
What a mess.
He knew once he got stuck, that was
it'd be really hard to clean the
big
inside
mess.
of that dozer after that.
Yeah,
big mess. He left a big mess behind him, too. All those buildings and all the things. But
the only blood is inside the dozer. That's harder to clean up than anything else.
There's no drain. He sealed everything up like a fucking tin can. Right. But to be noted for this story, 0 casualties, 0 injuries, only 1 death. Heemeyer.
Cool. I have no problem with that.
Don't call him Thunderbolt for nothing.
They do not. So that there will be the story of Killdozer. They actually took the Killdozer, obviously they took it apart on scene, and they scrapped all the pieces of metal in order to stop it from being a shrine to Heemeyer. They tried to spread it out as far as the eye could see, like ashes. But we were talking about it at work today. I was like, yeah, you had to take it all apart. And one of the guys working with Jake is like, the guy getting interviewed by the news is like, "Yep, we took all the pieces apart, so the Killdozer will never be seen again." There's a giant thing with a tarp on top of it, like, "Never again." He winks to the camera.
Well, you guys, I don't know if you know, but
wait, did they scrap it like the Porsche that Steve McQueen died in, and they like people could have parts of the kill like. Someone in Boston, Massachusetts could have a Komatsu D355 with the blade off of the Killdozer.
They say they could,
God.
but the guys who said it, they said we took every part about it. We never said anything, so no one ever know it was part of it. They melted it down.
thing's out there.
I doubt it. Though.
Well, Cody from Whistling Diesel, the YouTube kid, made another
douche.
one. Douchebag. Oh, yeah, but he made
Huge douche.
Huge douche, but he bought a Komatsu D355A, and then built the arm around it to remake the thing. So now there's two of
amazing.
them.
I bet he still didn't do it as good as Heemeyer did, because that guy spent 2 years
God,
doing
no.
it. He
No
actually
way.
cared.
That kid's
he was
fucking-
fueled by hatred. That guy's fueled by YouTube views. That ain't going to cut it, buddy.
He's fueled by just like a mental illness. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the story.
Friend
they
of
have a
Logan
monument
Paul.
in the town
Yeah.
today that says "Never Forget," and it has a Killdozer on top of it. I'd be like, let's forget. If I was them, no one died. Let's forget it. All you're doing is make people remember that you can fight back against the local government by being insane and really talented at fabrication.
But it only matters. All that matters is that God told you to do it. Not even
he
told
was
you.
fully
Just
committed that
allowed
God
you
told
to
him.
do it.
Yeah. I didn't know how religious he was, so I heard the tapes where he's like, "Yeah, God told me. It's between me and God now." He goes, "Either I'm gonna get stuck, the engine's gonna fail, they're gonna kill me, or I'm gonna end it myself. Either way, it's between me and God." And then he ends the
and the
tape.
engine
three of the four
almost
things
failed.
happened.
His radiator was fucked. The engine was leaking.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
he was
you're right,
close to a
Dylan.
bunch of other shit.
They did fuck up his radiator. So even when he was in the hardware store, he probably didn't have that much longer before the engine failed altogether. The basement got him earlier than that, but after that, it wasn't going to last much longer anyway.
No.
Good shit.
Pretty good run, though.
Fucking Killdozer.
Killdozer. Dumb.
Yep.
Great choice.
Great choice. So yeah, he.
reminds
I was gonna say 2 hours, 7 minutes long. Damaged 13 buildings. 11 were occupied until they fucking weren't. Town Hall, Sky High Newspaper Office, Gamble's General Store, Maple Street Builders, Mountain Parks Electrico, Liberty Savings Bank, Copycat Graphics with 2 Ks.
Ooh, I didn't even
And
bring
the-
that one up. Copycat. Was that
Yep,
was
the
that
Wall of
the,
Smart
the
Business.
newspaper?
But
know.
whatever
Yeah, that was a
happened
different one.
to
Graphics.
the shit tank?
What's that?
Whatever happened to the shit tank? I mean, it must have gotten removed eventually.
It's still there to this very day.
There's your shrine. There's your shrine to this guy. 20 tons of raw seed.
This is like the impetus of the entire situation. No. Did they have full property damage still enlisted online? Or
Yeah, it was
total
estimated at $7 million, and $2 million of that was the concrete plant, which was hilariously underinsured, so they only got $700,000 for it.
Fucking douche champ, that asshole.
douche fucking yep.
Douche chef.
And in the town, a lot of records and archives are destroyed with the town hall.
Oh no.
And yep. And Cody, defenders of Heemeyer said that he made a point of not hurting anybody during his bulldozer rampage.
He did not. I thought that before I looked into it. He tried to shoot people.
He
and
tried to shoot
missed.
people. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wanted
Ian
to
Daugherty,
kill.
a bakery owner, said that Heemeyer went out of his way not to harm anyone. Out of his way. Cody
I don't
Duchef
think he
stated
did.
that if Heemeyer truly didn't want to hurt anybody, he would have plundered the center of the town on the weekend when most businesses would have been empty. It's a good point.
Okay, I mean, there's a point in that. I'm not
Dylan.
saying. Yeah.
Dylan, you missed a big part about the damage to the concrete plant. Whew. The $2 million for the damage to the concrete plant was underinsured and only got paid $700,000.
He just said they
that.
weren't insured.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
They read the same thing you did, buddy.
I know. I was surprised I didn't hear you say it.
No,
but
it's
you-
good to repeat that.
No,
again,
good
you know?
reiterate over the story. But yeah, no, I don't think that he actively wanted to hurt innocent people, but I think he wanted to kill the people he was. He wasn't.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He wasn't like, I don't want to kill anybody. I just want to destroy property. Like if he knew that Cody was under the treads, he would have kept trucking. Like it just that it worked out that it didn't happen. But putting a 50 caliber rifle in the back of the thing, and he even brought incendiary rounds and shot at the propane tanks. I don't think he was all that interested in saving lives. I think he was interested in killing people that he was wronged by. He just didn't get to do it. Yeah, and obviously he could have packed the whole thing full of explosives and just blown it up in the downtown, but he didn't want to do that. He was very specific. He wasn't a terrorist. He was a I don't know, just a fucking revenge-stricken psychopath. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't know what to tell you anything because now we're going to tell you we're going to say anything, which is that it's final thought.
Man, living at home is such a drag. Now your mom just deleted your best iPhone app.
Final thoughts. Here we are, back again. Oh my God. What do you guys think? Our final thoughts on Mr. Heemeyer in the Killdozer incident. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Talk about a man who's smart with his money, right?
Hey, champagne income, beer taste.
No, I mean, this man is, obviously clinically insane. Clearly, he had issues leading up to this. I doubt it took the little things that it did for him to snap the way it did. He was just hiding things to seem like a nice guy for years and years and years.
You think so, huh?
And his craftsmanship is something else. That thing was built right.
Real recognize real, right? Dom?
It really shows you how important it is to just really put your heart and soul into any project you work on, and don't shortcut yourself. You can go far. You can go far in this world.
Mm-hmm. You will.
Excellent. On top of that, find that one thing in life that you just get obsessed with, and don't let people tell you.
Yeah, and if it's making bumpers for snowmobiles, maybe stick with that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's fun. Do your thing, But yeah, final thoughts. Yeah, you didn't have to do that. I'm glad he didn't kill anyone.
You didn't have to do all that. You could have just talked about it.
Could have, but I get it. I mean, dude, that petty bullshit of just property things and this and that, that will set any good man over the edge. I'm sure of that, myself included. Mm-hmm. But because it's just so annoying. You're like, why the fuck? And so I get it completely. Wouldn't do that, but it, cool tractor. Like this boys.
Sweet.
Coolest call tractor in the land. I mean, legendary bulldozer. Maybe the most famous bulldozer of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Definitely number one.
Definitely number one with a bullet, with a 50 caliber round, incendiary round.
Mm-hmm.
You guys done already? My final thoughts are going to be a little more extensive.
Go for it. Yeah, it's great.
You always have the more in-depth final thoughts.
It's a great bedtime story. The guy put his heart and soul in something. He's pissed off because one of the funniest fucking names in the funny
Marvin Heemeyer.
Marvin Heemeyer and his fucking shit container of cement truck mixer. It's funny stuff.
Yeah, I just love the detail. He brought 7 days of food, no septic system at all because he hates tying into the sewer. I'll shit where I like. Thank you very much. I think that it's a massive, crazy story. My thoughts on it are like a fucking roller coaster. Rather, is that I was like initially I was like, oh, this guy's insane, and I was like, he didn't kill anybody. Oh, they fucked him over. Oh, fuck them. You guys guarantee me we destroyed a couple buildings. Go fuck yourself. That's what you get for fucking with a guy like that. You can push a man too far. And like I said, most people in his life, they all said that he was a great guy. If you're friends with him, you're friends with him. But unfortunately, he had that disease that more and more, I would say Americans, but mostly men in their late 30s to 50s are catching every day, which is that, and he's one of the first guys, he's a trendsetter at the time, which is that if you get upset about something and you're, obsessed with something, you start to spiral. And you start to get paranoid, and you lose your friends, and you lose your family, and you lose your wife, and you lose your kid. You lose everything for this obsession you have with whatever the powers that be. And then you start to think, oh, God wants me to do this because God wants me to. You know what God is? God's the part of your head that wants you to do something. You go, I'm going to justify this. I'm going to justify. God justified you building a attack bulldozer with a 50 caliber? What part of the Bible says God wants you to do that, you fucking psycho? I mean, I think that's what happens to adult men when they lose everything they care about. They need their pride, They need to be loved, they need to be wanted, and they need to feel valuable. And he lost all those things. And then he goes, what can I do but spend 2 years in a garage barricading Killdozer? He didn't lose his will. He had a will.
Oh, no.
That's all he
Far
had.
from it.
He had motivation. His motivation wasn't schizophrenia. His motivation was revenge.
Oh my God,
And it tasted so sweet. I mean, everyone can relate the idea of tearing down physically and metaphorically the local government who's trying to make you spend 10 times your income on a sewer tie-in, trying to fuck you on taxes, your lawyers trying to screw you. We get it, guys. How about this? Have people in your life that can ground you. Stop going into this rabbit hole of insanity because you think you're becoming a messenger of God to destroy Granby Town Hall. God doesn't give a fuck about Granby. He would have saved the Native Americans who lived there before you got there. He doesn't care, dude. He doesn't care about you. And the thing is, you actually will be remembered for the Killdozer guys. So good on you. You win. But you weren't remembered for fighting back against the local government. You're remembered for ruining the town that
For
you
having
once...
mashed potato brains.
Yes. So, I'm just saying, everyone out there who is feeling a little bit too excited about political issues or about how people are screwing you over, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but let's tone it back a little bit and let's look a little inward. Because when the guy offered you 3 times the amount of your property and you still said fuck you and then you built the Killdozer, whose fault is that? I don't get what is really going on here. The guy was a wealthy blue-collar worker. He was a millionaire blue-collar worker. He's like, I've been fucked over my whole life. You live in Granby. You want to work for people in Granby. You bought a $4,000 property you sold. Most people in my life will never see that kind of money in one transaction. And you're going to be like, they've screwed me from day one. From 1992 until 2004, he felt like he was being screwed. The whole time he's living large. He's going on vacations. He's buying snowmobiles. He's buying bulldozers for $50,000 from California. Yeah. Listen, everyone thinks wherever they're at is the worst place to be. There's always someone richer, always someone poorer. Guess what? If you can go to Fresno, California and buy a $50,000 bulldozer when you're in the terrible part of your life, fuck you. You're a rich white asshole and go fuck yourself, Killdozer.
Last thing is I do think that maybe Granby might think twice before they get into some sort of property dispute.
I agree. He did.
They might just be a little bit easier on people.
That good old boys club's a little bit looser now, I imagine.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's getting a little too angry about the septic system in 2025.
Didn't look into how people from Town Hall resigned right afterwards. I bet a lot of them were like, you know what, this is what's going to take us.
Fuck this. Yeah, exactly. Another guy gets mad at us. What are we going to do, say no?
I looked at the population. The population in Granby in 2004 was 50 people higher than 2005.
So and he people didn't leave. Or am I supposed to buy my propane and my screws? I don't know what to pay my taxes.
That's great.
That is wild. What a wild story.
Good fucking job, Dom, picking this one.
That's the Wild West, baby.
Doozy.
That's the story of the Killdozer, folks. Now take us to
Kill
another
crawler tractor.
That's it. Basement Podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
Out of here.
Yeah.
It was your idea. Let's hear it. And that's enough of that. We'll see you in episode 113. Dylan shows up for the 3rd week in a row. Killdozer time.
In Oklahoma, 9/11 is still only told orally. They don't have the videos of it or anything.
It's a legend.
It's an oral legend. His brother Ken Heemeyer specifically said that he
Ken Heemeyer? Yes, he can.
Ken Heemeyer. All it says, use a post hole digger and dig down 3 feet, fill it with rocks, and then use motor oil in there so it goes back to the earth.
What do they say in the year 1700? They go, just dump your piss pot out the window. What's the big deal? Yeah, we found
you
out
want
it
who
sucks.
to have rights?
Everyone has fucking scarlet fever and shit. It's bad news. We learn from this. We learn.
He did not withdraw his annexation request and subsequently became a part of the sewer district. So did Heemeyer become a part of the sewer district? He goes,
He is part of the sewer now.
I am now a part of. I'm gonna be a part of the sewer district. That's what I'm gonna do. Is that what he did?
Dylan,
So
if you were selling the property, you would have taken split pea soup and a pair of socks for it.
you got that. Well, that's how you deal with these type of deals.
For the record,
no, who done
her
a guy
kids
from? A
didn't
guy
want
who
to meet him.
is
A guy who is the sewer.
who is the sewer district. That's her fucking. That's
You don't
her
understand.
checklist.
I am the Granby Sewer District. I am the district. He's right.
So Heemeyer's like, all right, well,
Both literally and metaphorically.
He's like, I'm going to build my own muffler shop on this then. I already have the land.
I have the talent.
And, but does he have the willpower? Oh, yes, he does.
If he has one thing, it's willpower.
One day after the new property owners buy the property, they tie into the sewer. Whatever happened to the shit tank? I mean, it must have gotten removed eventually.
It's still there to this very day.
There's your shrine. There's your shrine to the sewer.
You want to pee?
I might. Yeah, start to pee. Yeah.
Yeah, we can pee.
And $2 million of that was the concrete plant, which was hilariously underinsured, so they only got $700,000 for it.
Fucking douche champ, that asshole.
douche fucking. Yep.
Douche
and,
chef.
The damage to the concrete plant. Whew. The $2 million for the damage to the concrete plant was underinsured and only got paid $700,000.
He just said they weren't insured.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
And I'm trying to help him out with that. And they're like, oh, yeah? And he goes like, they bought it. Another sign that God wants me to do this.
Was he Ferris Bueller? They bought it.
Heemeyer's Day Off.
Heemeyer's Day Off. That's what you're going to call this episode. That's the name of the episode. That's exactly what it is. You nailed it.
Anyway, I'm a little disappointed